so potential chance to grasp that trophy, and the same could be said for Heretics.
We're getting a really unusual map to start this one off. The desk were hinting at it, but we've seen only losses for both of these teams on Haven here at Champs. Somebody's got to walk away with the win, and EDG picking it, thinking that they were at an advantage here to start.
Yeah.
Kang, of course, is the player to watch and will be for this whole grand finals, I think. And on the other side, that MVP candidate for Team Heretics, at least on this A defense, Rien's looking to hold it down and back up. That's a bad stun to begin.
Good though, open sight. Heretics going to be playing for that retake. So I'm going to be sticking this. So extension of the round now. Through the next, still 5 versus 5, and shot darts flying through and past. Kang, the slightest of off angle.
They've got doubled up in hell here with Aftershock and Paranoia. This should be very, very difficult for Team Heretics to retake unless they go Heaven.
Done lands right at the feet as the Aftershock pulls out as well.
Still have Paranoia.
Yeah, and that U-tilt is going to be used to exchange hands once more. Paranoia in the face, Kang's body blocked, and EDG eviscerating. Fell into Heretics players where they stand. 4 survive for a pistol round win on EDG's table.
And that's a huge pistol for EDG to take very early on. They've been winning 63% of their pistols in this tournament. That's an enormous number. Been consistent with it as well through groups, through playoffs. Their pistol round strategies have always come through, and you can see it here again. That double up, playing Simon and Smoggy in hell there, provided so much utility pressure to keep Mini Boo back. I think that's such a huge battle between these two teams. Which of their entry players can get the more value? And that's not always kills, that's also space creation.
It's been a trademark, I think, for Miniboo as well. If you're a stat Steven and you only look at it, you might think he's been having a bad tournament, but he does do the job, and his team trade him out when necessary. This is a heavy stack, though, and a kill trip as well. They might be able to reap the rewards, and yes, indeed, still the 1-for-1. EDG now aware of this, and they don't want anything to do with a stack.
The question, however, is whether they rotate, or whether they re-hit. There's nobody over towards the A side. Team Heretics are banking on the fact that it's going to be a hard rotate over towards A, trying to gamble with their full weaponry and classics to get into position. They've read the situation wrong. Nobody with a beautiful call. He's found the correct solution so many times in this tournament.
On my way.
For a player that's new to IGL and who's done some secondary calling in the past, it's remarkable.
It truly is. These best of 5s, they can often feel like more of a marathon than a sprint. Probably heard that line before.
Cage triggered.
EDG have a lot of experience in them. Still nobody is new to that IGLing. Roland Mabu dismissed handedly. Out towards the back of the side. Should be another open shut case for EDG for this round against the Eco.
We're following along with Simon here. There's a supportive player if you've ever seen one. What an addition to this EDG squad. There's a fault line perfectly placed again. They always are when it comes to this guy.
It is astounding as well. A player like Simon as well has joined this team relatively late. First international event for him. You can say the same in terms of the finals for the rest of his team alongside him. So to navigate first 2 rounds here of Haven.
It truly is remarkable what EDG have done, though, because I feel like we've never seen a Chinese team set up like this before. When you think about Chinese teams that you expect to break through, you're thinking a super team where everybody is the absolute best in their region. Actually, what they've done is they've reduced their fragging a little bit by adding Simon into the team. He doesn't get the most kills. He's a silent, supportive player, but he's got 0.5 assists per round over the tournament, which is just a ludicrous number. Like, other top players are getting 0.3.
Yeah, supportive util, usually on point from this guy.
Shows you the identity shift that EDG have gone through, no longer trying to rely on that individualism to carry them through games. This is a team now.
Yeah, shot that actually misses, doesn't actually break the initial trip. Kang's going to think that that is free real estate, and instead just hands over his life. Open-handed there towards Benji Fishy with 1 plucked out of the picture. He might be looking for a few more. He's getting reinforcements, fast re-clear. It's called out now by Heretics, using a drone to pave the way. Should be spotting this out. They're aware of the fact that it's onto the C site. It's all about how the battle begins though, towards the back of the side, and Team Heretics have rifles in hand. That's a beautiful one.
Trading, spectacular for Heretics. You see there another very textbook example. Miniboo goes in. Does he get the kill? No. But does he set up the rest of his team to get through the choke point and collect everything? Absolutely he does.
Got you.
Another interesting thing to note off the start there too. Benji Fishy not using a slightly more optimal trip, but that one would have been broken by the shot dart. So he goes for the one that just goes door frame to door frame, and nobody is assuming Benji's going to use the better one. That he tries out in this round actually.
Mind games occurring.
It's all about it.
Little micro differences. They can make the difference. Scenarios like this, best of fives, every single advantage counts. This is heavy A lobby control, but EDG are just waiting.
There.
Primed and ready to pounce. 5 alive outside of lobby. Drone is going to get that clean connection. Mini boot. No punish inside onto him.
Gotta go.
Still play for his life, but they are going to have to concede this space up eventually through random spray. And his Hunter's Fury acknowledgement acquired by Rians, but he just can't quite land it. Only the one shot connecting.
All of this, though, has denied EDG a lobby control. They're worried that people could be short, Minibu could be pushed back up into position over towards long. Heretics were already reading that EDG would give up on this, and you're right. He's gone to break a similar trip again.
Still out to the open, barely a shoulder. It's enough for Kang to capitalize.
Bad positioning from Woot, big mistake.
Minibu's going to see if they can shore this one up, straight through mid, up the gut, down and out, and contact is called. Chichu none the wiser. Heretics bringing this to that 4 versus 4. Nobody. He's going wandering there, looking for an opening towards the A side, but call is now made. 27 seconds left. They want to go over towards C, and guess what? Reinforcements have arrived. Benji Fishy and Minibu once more. An attempt to play spoiler. Paranoia sweeps through, no connections at all still. Kang delivers them 3 in a round so far. Not enough damage done for the plant down.
When Simon's stun isn't there, Kang's stuns are. And that was perfectly positioned over towards Logs. The timing could not have been better. And now they're splitting up, trying to catch timings on Riens and Boo.
Heretics always going to be doubled up here, prioritizing that discipline. The timing is missed. Shifts in the night. Kang spotted and cannot recover. Taken down out of the fight. Simon, just rookie to the stage, just rookie to the team. To deliver a clutch as he's done so before. Fault line ready, sends it out preemptively. Boo is sticking, damage needs to be done, bullets need to be finding their targets for Rian. The swing to find his mark. Simon dropped, it's a round cleaned up, and now we sit at 2-2.
EDG still going to be looking fairly decent with their economy though, so it's not disaster just yet. I think you can start to see that this is a grand finals game. There's a little bit of shakiness around here, and certain players stepping up. Big game players like Kang, certainly a name that I would put on the
Domi,
list.
nice balls on B, bro. Really good. I like it.
Team Heretics have got so many different paces that they can go towards, and actually EDG are going to go for an eco here. They might have been able to scrape together a bit of a buy, especially with Kang having ult, but they've gone for the safer option.
Kang's going to offload it anyway. Looking for an electrified end to the round, potentially a start 2 to start. It does connect, but he can't quite get it. The tracking was almost on point. Rians, though, steady nerve and a steady hand enough to save the day, but he can't stay alive much longer. Still, the flood is on and in charge. Commanding presence of Boo and Minibu. Brothers in blood, they're looking to dish it out on this site. Players revealed and the swarm has arrived.
How has Rien's been able to shut down the entry there? That should be a kill every day of the week for Kang. Top of the scoreboard, not playing badly by any means, but just that single duel in that position. Wow. 6 health for Rien's would have made all the difference here. It was an eco, but I think Team Heretics are proving that this version of their composition, when they go back to something a little more standard, it's looking way, way better than when they pulled out the gimmicky Sage comp earlier on against Sentinels.
It's an excellent point that the desk was kind of talking about, discussing as we were heading into this. We've got time.
Favored. It's 4-4. 4 upper bracket teams, 4 lower bracket teams have lifted trophies in Valorant. So, considering that EDG didn't even manage to create too much of an advantage for themselves and make a good map pool here, it's so even today.
Yeah, even initially for sure. And here it is, straight through to smoke. That's disrespect shown by Rians. Taking a gander and a glance over towards lobby. They're not expecting that at all. Off angle is beautiful, but a flash and a peek and a swing on top of it. Minibu seeks to supplement the fight once more.
He's everywhere.
Still keeps the lead for his team in terms of that player advantage. Woot, flash and a peek as well. He needs to get himself back through Link. Chichu thinks at least he thinks he's earned himself a timing. Kang, what is that? Oh, through the back though, Benji Fishy cleaning up any sort of blind spots that might have been occurring. Still a 2v3, there's chances for EDG.
But they're going to be running into Benji's utility here. Simon's got to break this. And even if he invests the ultimate, that'll probably just be to get the plant down.
Let's see.
Is he going to be able to have this timing to pull it off in the post?
Yeah, it's not flood being called here by Heretics. They want to make sure that they hold it down. Collected into the retake now with a paranoia, but that's a big miss. The ult's going to be expended, and bullet to the dome, side of the head. Kang, too much to overcome. It's Wood who puts him to bed, puts him to rest. And now lead accruing here for Heretics.
The battle between Benji Fishy and Chishu, another one to pay attention to. Both of these teams are set up in somewhat familiar ways to each other. They have one super hard entry player that loves to make space, take the reins, try to get those opening kills. And then they have a Sentinel who's phenomenally gifted with aim, who tries to take openings and opportunities for them aggressively in the mid-round. Benji there shuts down Chishu, makes sure that that gap is firmly closed. And Team Heretics now, with 4 in a row, knock EDG onto another eco. This is not the beginning that this Chinese squad would have wanted in their first ever Grand Finals.
There, Matt pick 2. Things going to miss there. Seen cheeky plays like this with the smoke as well.
Love that one.
Just in case there was a dart heading in his direction.
And of course, that's the kind of thing you can bring out in the future if EDG don't go towards A long and don't figure out what you're up to.
Deploying drone.
EDG are going to need to come up with some answers, and they're going to need it fast. There's rifle in the hands of Kang. Still holding down his angles with one-way Benji.
It's a nice spot for Benji as well, because Chishu loves going for those mid-round lurks through Garage once the trip has been broken.
Trap play inside as well. Woot. Hold on to that fault line. It's a stun ready for him. Presence over towards A. It's been faked out by EDG. Not quite fake, actually, just intending to pull players away. And Kang's hoping that there's rotators.
Look at Minibu and Benji waiting for these lurks.
Flash anyway, they choose to take the time. He stuns himself in the process. War straight up, that's a Hunter's Fury. Hard committal still. He's potentially out of there. Still drop down, 45 health, still alive and kicking. He's dancing around. Most of the util, and still coming up with it. Benji! Return to the fire and through the flames. You're not coming out unscathed.
2v3, EDG are going to have to pull out something incredible here, and they've only got 15 seconds.
Time is just against them.
The ult?
Yeah, ult pivot over and away, but again, the timing is going to be brutal. Kang still collects the one. It's a 2v2, but still 4 seconds to go.
He missed it!
He's missed the timing!
What's he doing?
Brutal! And nerves, frantic on stage, on display.
You've got to play to your outs in moments like that. You can't allow the perfect to be the enemy of the good. Sure, planning for backside there would not have been an amazing play, but you're pretty sure that they were all over towards the C site. You've got to go for it. I mean, Smoggy's got the timer at the top of his screen. He knows that he beefed that. He wasn't even close. He was about 0.2 seconds off.
Narrow margins indeed. It's 5-2, another buy round. EDG with guns of their own. They got to start pulling it back sometime soon.
Again, you can tell that it's a Grand Finals match. You can tell that the pressure is weighing down on these players. And for some, it's forging them to greater depths. Look at Kankan, 10 and 5. He's been so clean with these shots. But everyone on EDG needs to be on the same page.
Got to see that synergy that we've seen all throughout the tournament here, but Heretics, no slouches to themselves.
Looking to head back over towards A. And Minibu and Boo have been locking this area down, somewhat similar to the way they defend on Sunset, trying to play each other in.
Boo knows the angles. We'll use the TP, though, to get the hell out of there. Also some players up and over the shoulder. He's got backup arriving, and EDG 50 seconds into the round, but looking like they want to commit over towards A. It's going to be a clash. The util is going to need to be picture perfect again. Wall up and over, flash onto the side, stun is used in kind. It's Minibu just Then one loose of his own as well, and still with 30 seconds to play with. They want to just take a scramble, mad dash to C.
They're going into the Rolling Thunder. This is where Woot is. This is where the trips are. Deep trip for info.
Yep, and that's already spotted. Benji, he's dropped in a moment's notice. 20 seconds. Here's the old Woot. He's getting ahead of all of this. Wants to take the peak and wants to take the fight. Hunter's Fury trying to bail them out. Slowed down to a crawl. Aftershock in their face. It's full util spam. Cacophony of all of it, into the back of the site we go, twists and turns, the tails being weaved, but it's all on Heretics' side.
Again, EDG, the clock being the biggest enemy, Boo just stays alive on B, and it's a tragedy. 6 rounds in a row now that EDG have failed to capitalize on, and these last two, the kind of performances you should never be seeing from a team that's demonstrated such excellence here in Seoul. The calling got so scrambled there. I can respect this play from Jisoo and Kangkang towards backside, trying to make room, trying to get the kills working. But they haven't let out the breach ultimate.
Yeah. Getting messy and muddy. Like you said, evidence, I think. These players are playing on the biggest stage that they've ever stepped foot on. In all of their careers, there won't be higher stakes than this. Gets info, not actually broken. That's beautiful info. At least 3 is there, and the fight is called. And the kill collected. Kang just forced to watch from the spectator seat now.
And look at the defaulting, it's just not good enough from EDG. They're not breaking Benji's utility. He's locking down the whole of B and C on his own, allowing the rest of Heretics to stack A. EDG have no way through, and if they go back and try to break these trips, they're gonna be too late. There's only 50 seconds left. This is looking like another round that will be so difficult for EDG to put on the board.
Still walking most of the way. 40 seconds here. Trip in their face, they're going to be slowed down by Woot. Abundance of util. Trip once more, they've walked up right close, and they will be breaking this one. TP, no, there's no cover, and Woot's right there. For the punish, Chichu vacuuming up space, hoping the rotations are abound. Might be able to catch this timing, yes. Head missed. Boo just trying to catch that sightline. Cage just dropped down, trying to get his team in 14 seconds. Again time, running away from them. Hourglass potentially trying, nobody's going to stick this plan, and Miniboo cleans up the flank. Forward aggression showcased by Chichu. He knows he has to take risks. He knows the matters need to be taken into his own hands. Nora theft. Reveals all. The dart is dealt with. But Heretics have players, they've got bodies, they've got util, and they've got guns. The aim on display. It's a masterclass of the cleanup.
I think EDG need another timeout here. You think about what we've seen so far in this arena. Aspas, he had a chance on this same stage to turn his reputation into reality. Com and Sassy had their chances for 2 champs trophies, and it slipped from all of their fingers. These opportunities, they do not come freely. They do not come often. You've got to grasp them when they present themselves. And right now, EDG, they've earned their way to the stage, but they are just letting it all
now. Playing like they do not want to let the same fate meet them that was at Shanghai.
Heretics out of the TAC timeout are expecting something quick, pacey. See how much deeper the trips are from Benji.
Very
Faking like there's A pressure.
Yeah. Similar game plan by EDG though.
Yeah, calling a bit of a pause into this one. They've taken some nice A long control. This is going to make Heretics a little less confident about their read coming out of the timeout. It wasn't quick and pacey, and now they've given up a lot of info and stability on the A site.
Rians is even hard committed over towards the side. I guess he does have the cam to help him out and get that information down towards short, so it's not in too much danger. EDG here are just trying to temper the pace a little bit. Hope that Heretics will fall into a trap of maybe trying to re-clear A for info.
And Heretics do enjoy re-clearing. They play heavy re-clear styles on Sunset, on Icebox they were doing it against Lev. Nothing seen with the drone.
Yeah.
This is the perfect time to go for that A execute.
Perfect timing on the smoke though too from Boo. It's instinctive knowing that could be the time to strike, and guess what, Rian's way ahead of him. Nobody picked off And that's going to spell defeat. He knows that the hit's coming in. Sidestep, fault line, not connecting there. And heads are being popped, rattled off the shoulders. Chichu is going to try and make a play. Makes his way over towards C, but again, 17 seconds left.
There's barely time for the spike to get there.
This keeps occurring. A mad dash and scramble towards the end of the game. At the end of the round, Chichu at least will push back Miniboo.
Caught by the trip.
6 seconds, caught by the trip. 4 seconds, you gotta stick it, and the aftershock denies it. Wu will pay for it for his life, but at the end of the day, it's another round earned for Heretics.
I have never seen a game like this in all my time following Valorant. 3 huge rounds lost to the clock in a grand finals. Incredible intuition by Riens in this moment, by the way. Boo throws down that smoke and Riens anticipating the timing they might be taking. Finds not only a first pick, but enough damage onto Kang to slow him down, hesitate in his step. Finds the pick there too.
There.
Same setup. Riens alone on an island, but will it make a difference to Recon? I mean, that just reveals all. If you see Kang, you know he's going to be the tip of the spear.
Think about what this does for the confidence of Heretics too.
Yeah.
If you were hoping that they were going to back off and start to respect some of this utility and allow Kang space on sites, the fact that you've just lost 8 rounds in a row, Heretics are going to be happy to swing into you, to step up, disrespect Util.
Exactly so. Drone tagging again. The heavy reveal. There's nothing obfuscating this from EDG. They're going to try and go in with brute force as the play. Dart up and over. Is dealt with. Broken inside the smoke, dominated by Riens. He wants to potentially take the timing, but the stun connects. Inbruder by Miniboo is there to meet him. Come knock into the side, but it's all too obvious.
Spike down.
And the reality is starting to settle in. For Chichu now in a 1v4. It's an impossibility. Spikes in no man's
30
land.
seconds left.
Sad spot for him to be in. The rest of his team have not been defaulting and breaking the enemy Cypher Util. He's not been able to pull off these big lurks. When they have come, they've been too late and his team has been losing to the clock. And now the rest of the team has to sit there silently, allowing him to try to go for the clutch and just wait and fester. It's tough to pull yourself out of a rut like this. The words can sometimes echo hollow, even as people try to pick each other up. Don't worry, guys, we're going to get back into this. Surely, next round is the one. And you sit there hoping that you can force yourself to believe.
Tell yourself it's one round at a time.
It is a universe.
And it's desperation at this point. The first
just
half
want
of
that for the
Haven
people
has not gone the way that EDG were planning. Weaponry, thankfully, hasn't taken too much of a tumble. That's a loser's bonus to thank for that one, but the reads are immaculate again. Look at the setups by Heretics. A stack of players still over towards C. And EDG just desperate for this orb. Simon would be his ult online. There's no punish in sight from Heretics. They'll give him that.
They can play a little further back, actually. Riens with the Hunter's Fury could go for plant denial. You can allow EDG to get sight a little bit as long as you control some important positions, like, for example, Garage. I would like to see Miniboo tuck into that close spot and try to deny Chishu.
Thrown through, gets the tag. Although by Riens, he's expecting a few more from that, but that's just to provide some safety. It's a big ult though expended. Not going to be having this for the last round.
What is nobody calling here? Is this going to be a breach ult fake on A? Oh, it's going to be ruined.
Yeah, but Chichu cleaned up. Kang right from behind. Ult is expended. You say it's ruined. It has pulled the players back. They're believing it.
Miniboo bought it, hook, line, and sinker. As soon as Chishu made that play, I thought he was going to stick around on the C site and try to deal with things. He just thought that was the lurk.
It's daylight robbery. EDG need it. Every round they can get. Nefarious means or not. Here's the ult, though. You hear that one. Spike a panic in the back of the mind. It's Kang who's the one with that ult in his hands. Nobody trying to hold that one down is good. With the tracking again, weaving in and out. Sidestepping, dancing. It's graceful by Kang still alive as well. Time is ticking. Boo! What is that? Return of the fire from the side. Heretics trying to barrel over them. Wu with so much more to do here, but I think it's too late. Time being that deciding, defining factor all around. And EDG at least granted that one blessing.
Finally, the clock
Switching sides.
turns onto the side of EDG and they get a plant down. They bookend the half with a couple of rounds and it smiles from Kang, but there's very little to smile about here at the beginning on Haven.
So far, Heretics, domination from them.
Boom!
EDG just need to not let their spirits be dampened.
And another opportunity to speak to their coaching staff, though they've had many already.
Yeah.
Looking to try to turn things around on their defense side. So far, Heretics have been dominant, utterly.
EDG just trying to get the read. Defensive setup, heavy stack over towards B. Heretics early take over towards A long. No pushback.
One of EDG's massive strengths has been their pistol rounds over the course of this tournament. They, of course, won the first to open things up. They need another.
EDG might have had the read here. Moving over. Reinforcements arriving with Kang and Simon. Util held. Nobody might miss that timing, though, still. Heretics set up for the A split, and the Util is connecting. Listen, there's spades of it. More where that came from. No clean kills really to be found here. And it's EDG, they're gonna barrel their way through, they just can't do it. In pieces, onto the ground. Pistol round cleaned up if I've ever seen one. The 2v5, it's just gotta be heroics and a miracle, I think, on the side of EDG.
Looks like Benji's on the flank, seeing if Smoggy's gone for a teleport play past his trip, because they're just startled at how slow Smoggy and Chishuata begin this retake.
Yeah.
It's a 2v5. More dominance for Heretics.
As I said, I mean, Util in spades. They're gonna just cut them out of the picture here. Peeking, as soon as there's contact, recognition that the players are falling and dropping. And speaking of dropping, it's Benji with 4 bodies. Dropped in the round, a pistol round again under the belt of Heretics. This is, again, there's no other word to describe it other than dominance. They've come to this tournament with expectations that they might reach the same heights like they did in Shanghai, but clearly taking those learning moments from it.
Benji, you're the GOAT, bro.
It was a phenomenal pistol round from him. The first fault line, though, from Wook, caught onto 2 players. Miniboo went for the stun towards default, caught himself with it, actually, and they still had the presence of mind to slow things down. I think Team Heretics, too, on their attack sides, generally going to be a bit better than EDG at going around and meticulously pruning away that defense.
Making sure that there's a series of unknowns across the map, forcing the defenders to get active.
Benji could get caught here, but he's only got the pistol.
Yeah, that's why he's going exploring. No real danger of him losing and handing over a gun. And guess what? In the rifle aim, well, not even that, man, just raw aim. It's on point right now for Benji.
One of the few times that Simon's fault line's pretty bad. And Chishu does respond with one. Woo falling, but Phantom, Guardian, Spectre on the other side. Kankan would have to land some almighty martial shots to make this one winnable.
Only one player weak enough as well for one to the body. It's gonna have to be mostly headshots defining this round if Kang is to do it. And like I said, Miniboo survives. Single digits of health. Chichu will be no long for this world. 12 HP and a dream, and it will remain just that. It's 11 rounds here for Heretics. They're locked in.
Every team in the history of Valorant that's made back-to-back finals won at least one of them, the first or the second. EG last year had a somewhat similar arc to Heretics. We talked about that being a Cinderella story, something you might never see again. And the comparisons are not exactly one-to-one, but a team full of very inexperienced players who weren't rated incredibly highly by the community, that ran into the most dominant team of the year at the second event and come back and are looking amazing here to begin.
Similar parallels, but as an opener, EDG sorely needed.
4-player fight from EDG as well, committing massive resources to locking down A lobby. This is kind of similar to how Team Heretics were defending.
Yeah.
Except they were often leaving the Neon to fight over this area rather than the Sova.
Bit of a handshake with the drones there, just trying to get that information. Smoggy on the line, that is nice.
He hit 2 body shots onto Rienz.
Definitely did.
Right there.
Was claiming these kills. Benji, though, taking up some space. Spotting that there's gaps in the play. The defensive protocols of EDG still. Raw aim on display. Benji might be getting away with murder still.
I have retrieved the spike.
He'd have to ace to finish up this round and just not anticipating it. Kanking already up onto the line.
A big round for EDG just to showcase that they won't be completely pushed around and bullied. But that's still only their second round that they've won with rifles on board. Opening kill was clean from Kankan. Need to start seeing Smoggy get online. When we get to Lotus later on, third map, I am sure you will see Smoggy absolutely farming. He's amazing there. But on the Omen maps, it does sometimes take him a while to get warmed up.
It's rough so far for him.
This neon wall just a denial in case somebody like Kankan had taken the walk down mid.
I mean, Chichu's playing in front of this anyway, but oh, it's finally broken. That's 2 shots committed, though.
Yeah, but tons of damage onto Chishu as well. Love that trip. That trip is so good for B post-plant situations. You get the plant down here and the retake tries to come through that, it's very tough. It's also good for info in the mid round, because you know that people haven't re-cleared through mid and pushed into window, for example. See how Team Heretics defaulting, just taking parts of the map, making it a bit more difficult for EDG to play. Yeah. However, the Chinese squad does still control A lobby, and that's what Rienz is looking to try to deny right now.
Paranoia held in the hands of Smoggy. He's going to have to follow up on this himself. Glides forwards, pulls out a dash. Evacuation by Minivu, still alive here with 35 seconds.
This is looking risky now because EDG did not bite on that pressure over towards A. Chishu's been holding this down since the start of the round in Garage.
Oh, he's going to be tested. Tested and potentially rewarded. Could be the difference. Flash evaded. Fires off the shots though, and now they know exactly where he is. At least they should! But they don't! Unanticipated, and Heretics paid a price in blood. 11 seconds left. Shot to pieces before they could even get into the site.
There's a round for EDG to try to stabilize, to try to find that belief. And there you're seeing Simon as well, with a rare smile, lit up.
Spike down mid.
It's so important that these EDG players genuinely believe that they can win today. Kang said it, they've already accomplished an unimaginable goal at Champions. But you have to still have that hunger to go further beyond.
Let's go!
And you see him pumping up Simon in that moment. So important.
Keep the morale in check. Understand that it's one round at a time. It's what makes the best. The best. Elites on the stage if you have that composure. It will be a hard run back. Stun. Connects. Barely a hand pointed out. Chichu. Have to get out of there.
If you look at the way that EDG play this map against any opponent, they love re-clearing Garage. Fault line, Chishu runs forward. Could be a spot that Team Heretics try to exploit, but at the moment it's working really nicely for EDG. Yeah. And if you control A lobby or long plus Garage, you've basically got the whole map.
Now broken before the reveal. Still just Sheriffs and a Stinger in the hands of these Heretics players, but when it's up to 11, you never know when the next round's going to come. There it is, Waller, Paranoia alongside it. The util is always going to be good and impeccable. Heretics hitting their shots, nailing them down. And Kang is forced to respond, coming up with all sorts of damage and goods. Players are toppled.
That would have been a kill there. Woot, he's got about the worst weaponry for the job, but Kang is playing with so much danger.
15 HP. One shot from Woot will do it. 13 seconds though, and now Woot's got to get that move on, picks up the upgrade. They know exactly where he is. Simon puts him out of misery. And EDG, they stay alive in the map.
Timeout call for Team Heretics. What a role that Kang now finds himself in, by the way. If you think back to when he first started in Valorant, he was just a young boy with a dream.
Yeah.
One enemy.
And now he's in a position where he's
10 seconds left.
almost like the experienced leadership figure for Simon, who is sat right next to. The two are working in tandem so often in rounds. The support and the fragging. And you can see the energy. Now, if that was their read, EDG are already ahead of it.
I mean, it's a crazy mix-up. There's 4 players willing to fight this one, and I wonder if it's going to be a delay take. I've seen teams do this. Their show presence with the Sova. Just a feign like it's only the one holding.
Yep.
And this is going to be bloody. A skirmish laying in wait, dashing forward, stunned up on either side. Kang controlling the rifle, controlling the spray still. It's all Heretics, baby. Up in the feed in a 2v1. They paved their way towards the A site. Chichu seeking to get himself in there, trying to play ahead of the timings, but he can't dodge the paranoia. And it settles into the back of his mind. He hears the footsteps. Defense is necessary. Boo! My God! Wasn't even being defended in the moment.
What a shutdown. What awareness from Boo. I was not anticipating them to expect Shishu that early. He got to the site on a really fast timing. Look at how daft this fight is in A lobby. Everybody stunned up, trying to control their crosshair. But Heretics now, after winning that round, with Woot trading beautifully, they're up to 12.
Just one more stepping stone, all that stands between them and the map.
For the first time, EDG go for the walk down mid. And Team Heretics, they're having none of it.
No.
Full ult, baby, send them away.
Yep, and that's going to be clearing out most of the site. Boo sticks it down into hell. I know that A is easy access, so just a little bit of worry in the back of their minds about A short, still with that smoke that's propped up, and it's buying time and space potentially, but they're hearing these footsteps. Kang dodging, weaving, ducking from the bullets. Simon with a cage, not even in his face there. It's offloaded, ults, rattled back. The rolling thunder seeking to deny and delay some space. It's up to these players on the flank of EDG to see if they can do something. Kang's been left alone to his own devices. Tap of the rifle, beautiful, lands it still. Here's the cleanup crew arriving in kind. Dart from the side, wall up, Hunter's Fury, there is no escape. For the rest of his team, time has been bought. A punches, a mad dash and scramble. But an electrifying finish here to Haven. Heretics taking map number.
Here at Champions, now we get to Sunset, where both teams should be feeling very comfortable. One of the things to look at for the Team Heretics defense that was working beautifully against Lev are these Woot KO knives. He throws one at the beginning over towards A, just to see if it's going to be a fast A exec, but he's got mid-round knives as well if EDG tried to play slowly. You heard it from the desk. They want to see the pace increase from EDG. They'll have to get through the trip first.
Not just that as well. Players on Heretics' side floating towards the positions. Ready to stack this one at a moment's notice. Woot is ready to strike. Shot darts forward. Strips are broken. Holding for it. That's a dry swing and peek by Heretics, but to no avail.
Well, you see 3 players there. Does that mean that you want to go now over towards A? And if so, Boo was holding a one-way until it sunk into the floor.
Losing track of A main. Forced to jiggle.
But this is where the knife can come in handy. Look at Woot setting up the knife lineup. Oh.
He is. He's just thrown it. It's up and over.
So that's going to give them a little bit of info. When it only tags, well, in fact, when it tags onto 0 players over towards elbow, that's a slightly different knife. They're going to know and keep the stack on B. Woot's so good at that.
Yep, stacking from Heretics. They've got bodies ready to respond once more. Kang's forward though, steps up to that challenge still. Out through the back, mini boost here, jumping around with the right clicks in hand. Kang not enough to offset it, and still players are getting brutalized, trying to enter their way in through this side with 15 seconds left to spare. EDG, Simon forced to stick this paranoia. It's picture perfect. Boo is low, hearing it. Top of the gun. Chichu's there with a flash in his face. Still tied up close to the corner. Boo in that 1v1. Chichu dismisses him as easily as that, and that is the beginning that EDG were hoping for.
They did manage to take the pistol on Haven too, so there's still plenty more that they'll have to do to prove they're capable of riding the ship. But considering they went into a stack there, considering there was 4 players looking to defend the site, the way that they fragged their way through that, it's got to give you a lot of confidence.
Last player.
The calling still getting them into trouble just a little. Another thing to take a look at because nobody's attack side calling is running them out of time constantly on Haven. But it is so tricky to play against Heretics. They've got some slow-paced rounds, they've got some contact reclears, big util reclears if you try to insert a player. And like I said, those knives coming through from Woot, deadly to play against.
Extremely disciplined team too. They've got an idea. It's never really going to be an individual throwing their life line without good reason.
No, certainly not. Always doubled up. And this is a round where EDG have got to come through it cleanly. Only one player choosing not to purchase, that's Shishu. So if you're looking for somebody to go and gain information on an aggro lurk, that will be his job. They can suffer one death without an economic casualty.
Wandering around a little bit, nobody was sticking around through B main.
If there is a reclear though, it could catch him. In a round like this, you're unlikely to see reclears though, more likely to see gamble stacks on ecos. And EDG look like they've found a clean entrance to the A site.
30 seconds
Open
left.
for them.
I'm out of here.
Kang's going to lead the way. Who hears all this noise as well is going to be calling now for the rotation, especially with the plant. Committed by Simon.
Spike plant.
Ult steadily being accrued as well. Simon's only 2 away. Might want to be hunted down some of these eco kills.
I must wait a moment.
And spots it. Dart, excuse me. Broken. And Heretics falling here. Too much available in terms of options that they can go for. The firepower, the weaponry, not quite there in this round.
And keeping it superbly clean.
Yeah.
Nothing lost at all. The flawless comes through. Simon 2 away from being able to get null command online. A massive ultimate to try to just drive things into B, for example, turn off all of Benji's utility. I wonder if Heretics already in this round are going to be thinking about denying ulti orbs.
Let's go! Let's go, boys!
Look at the energy that Kankan's providing to the rest of his team as well.
It's unreal.
I talked about it on Haven as being infectious, but it looks like it's taken a little while to set in. They were a bit timid, I think.
Yeah. They're new to a match as big as this on the global stage as well. As you said, it takes a while to set in and realize actually we deserve to be here. We're good enough players, we've earned our spot. It's all about grasping it when opportunities are present. Denied entry just from the nade, a fragment. Nice forwards. Drone is also going to be broken. Woot on the back step. Still that trip. Placed down here. There needs to be an attempt by EDG. Benji tries to reset with the aim. Actually dropped down to his knees. Chichu! He's taking chunks out of him. Minibu now revealed off! And heads popped off. Chichu's not stopping. Who's left to do it all in a 1v3 and feeling it now. Empowered by that performance. EDG is starting to get a bit of momentum behind them.
There's another MVP candidate for EDG. I think Chishu's had a monster tournament to take his team to the finals. And he was slow, couldn't really get going on Haven, wasn't put in the right positions by his team. Here, barrels forward, hitting shots. Those 3 Sheriff kills are instrumental in getting his team the bonus round. Without those, there wasn't a hope.
It's a beautiful round to convert the bonus. EDG, as I said, they will be happy with it. Bit of bait and switch there by Kangkang, but not enough to avoid the knife. That's going to get good info for Heretics. Tagging onto multiple players. Might call for the rotations. They are on the weaker buy after all, so could make some riskier plays.
Brent, both Minibu and Simon are 1 away from their ults, and those interact with each other, right? If Minibu gets it online before Simon does, he can't pop the null command to take the showstopper offline. Whoever gets it up first is going to have a slim window of opportunity.
The orb is free real estate. Minibu creeping up onto the line as well, side by side with Boo, but they're taken out.
And shut down. Just as we were talking about it, Simon claims to swinging through elbow.
At this point, might not even feel like the ult is necessary to invest.
Not at all. No, this is clean again. Just as similar as round 2. These anti-ecos taken fairly cautiously,
Spike planted.
giving respect to Heretics, but then dealing with the threats beautifully.
ADS, Benji Fishy, no long for the world.
And you,
Another clean round.
you were talking, Brett, about teams settling into big games like this, and I think I saw exactly the same last time EDG came out on stage. That first map when they played against Leviathan, Icebox, I felt like Simon was choking pretty terribly, actually. It was his first game in the arena. His fragging's gone down over the course of the tournament as the stakes have gone up. But what would you expect from a player where it's his first global event? He does seem a little painfully shy in some of these interviews, so it's great to see the emotion and the freedom coming out of him in these replays that you're seeing here.
Say.
EDG are going to have to apply similar levels of pressure to this, though, to get that same crumble from Team Heretics that, honestly, you're right, we have seen it in the past. Miniboo, with his ult here, looks to try to take the fight. 0 point broken as well, so still has access to that ult, those abilities. And with the nade being thrown on the B side of the map and Miniboo not being turned off, they want no part of it.
Yeah, EDG all the way up through mid as well. This time it might not be anticipated. Benji! He's gone, he's taken out. The swipe of a hand and a glide from Kang, man. Woot needs to try and make the play. Attempt to dominate the angle. Broken to pieces here, and now 3 to stand for Heretics on through this retake. Simon's ult will fade, just spotting barely onto the shoulder, but a kill is all that Heretics were really potentially hoping for there. Now, settling back into the positions, looking to save it for the next round. It was a full investment from Heretics into this. It was a timeout as well. It was everything pointing towards this needed to be the turning point for them in this map.
And I think that's exactly what EDG, what the desk were looking for EDG to adapt to. That's that faster tempo. They made the decision instantly. As soon as they heard the nade coming out and an aggressive B main take, you know that teams are doing that with usually 3 players in B main. You know that Miniboo's over there and he has Showstopper and you don't want to be messing with that. And so they instantly call an A split. And once more, who is it that breaks the crosshair of Benji Fishy? Breaks his wrist in the middle of it too? Kanka.
Steel was mentioning on the desk, you know, he sees this guy, he will just try and take fights by himself, sometimes without that supportive util. It's because he's so potent, man.
He is.
He knows that he is the protagonist of this story, this tale that's being weaved here by EDG. Their own attempt to try and carve themselves into the history books.
When he played against Leviathan, he took 30 first duels, which is bonkers already.
Yeah.
He won 20 of them.
He's just different, especially when he's firing on all sorts of cylinders.
Jishu looking to take an aggressive timing up here.
So aggressive.
Yeah, Riens and Miniboo both had their opportunities to try to contest this, but looking to back off and play slightly more passive angles, just to stop people entering with that trip.
There's still danger here for EDG, trying to play this attack. Simon used the ult prior. Miniboo's holding on to the showstopper. If you let time be your enemy, it's a game-winning ult in the hands of Miniboo.
No assistance here for Boo to get back onto the angle, so that drone just forces him back a step in elbow. Nobody's looking to test it. This is where you get the advantage of having an aggro IGL like nobody, because he's willing to... He is, he's down to limit test.
Might be calling as well for the rotate, but they do pull out the drone. That's Heretics aiming to clear up the fog of war.
I think nobody's done a great job there of pushing Boo back twice. Once with the drone back into elbow, and then again to push him all the way back off A.
45 seconds, though.
It's going to weaken the B site massively. I mean, look at these players in spawn scrambling for Heretics.
In through spawn.
30 seconds left.
As you said, knife through the back now, EDG. Set their sights over towards the B site. Making a move now over towards it. Back site is granted and gained. Simon with the plant. Up on the bound there. Nade rebounds, but Smog is already collecting all sorts of kills. Crossed up.
On there.
They need an opening to feel that willingness, I think, to expend this ultimate here. Miniboo! He's chopped down, cut down. Phantom spray by Kang. Used to be Heroics up and over with the flash. Whoop, at least taking out Kang, but time is going to start ticking. The bait and switch setup just does not work. Nobody stands tall against any sort of challenges.
What a different map we're watching here. What a different look for EDG compared to the way that they fell over on Haven, where we saw the inexperience and the nerves playing out. Everything is crisp.
I must wait a moment.
Benji just cowering, hoping he survives. 6 rounds in a row. They need this gun.
We know
Stand
more
the
than
chance
we
to bail them out.
Here.
It's going to be granted at least that. But this is a map that is slipping away from Heretics.
It is. It's already a phenomenal attack side for EDG. They would only need another, round or two, and it would be super successful. Miniboo looked like he didn't understand that the smoke was going down there, or possibly didn't anticipate somebody would be holding an unusual off angle. And things are looking loose out there for EDG.
It's all smiles.
Nobody on Heretics has more than 2 kills across 6 rounds.
Money again is just being stretched thin. Desperation! Kang! But he opens it up and potentially closes out the round with that one. It's a first kill with no follow-up inside again from Heretics.
Heretics still have the best 4v5 win rate in the tournament. I mean, out of all teams, they were the ones who specialized in that.
Utah was broken. Flash to try and set this one up. That is a desperation play if I've ever seen one. You mentioned it, Josh. Best 4v5 win rate, but if you don't get that initial trade, which is so core to the way that Heretics play,
yep, then you're in a
much be in trouble.
Much more difficult spot. That's why Rian's tried to equalize it there.
Yeah.
And now they're going to be in tough spots again.
Exploring, potentially. They're calling for it. Underhanded with the flash. There's too many targets to really deal with. Still that 1 for 1. And now space created and taken. Kang not to be denied any sort and semblance of the side. Woot dodging, juking, but again this guy is relentless.
He's got them every impact kill in the round, Kang. He's just been everywhere for EDG.
Cannot be stopped. Boo obtains the upgrade. Nails the first one. It's an obstacle removed, but 2 more where that came from. And Kang, this guy, look at him. He's out in the open.
He's so confident, and nobody from Team Heretics is giving him reason to be otherwise. He destroyed Miniboo in that opening fight. He's actually caught up on the scoreboard to Shishu, who was 10-0 in the first 4 rounds. Miniboo's ankles completely snapped there. And then Kang again being able to win a duel against Rien's MVP candidate for Team Heretics. That opens up elbow. Piece by piece, his layered aggression takes the map away.
Let's go, boys!
I'd like to see Team Heretics change up the way they're playing the defense side. I think, despite me talking about some of the things they were doing well, like Woot's knife, for example, broadly speaking, when they played against Lev, I was a bit disappointed with how Team Heretics were playing. I think it's really round 9 where you want to try to start some kind of a comeback, and this one, you just see if you can hit your shots.
Knife is going to be dodged. Predictable here for the EDG players, and Orb's farmed up alongside it. Boo's just trying to take away any advantage he can in this round.
Woot's also trying to stay mobile as well, right? Uses the knife on one side of the map, now rotates very quickly to top mid. This is looking like a crunch in middle.
It does. KO set up and ready. Woot's right behind him.
Flash, recon, nade coming.
Yeah, here in that drone, you're going to see the dart through the back, and now there's that paranoia swinging through, but the timing on that smoke is just impeccable. Woot does not feel like he can step past that one. Kang's straight through and out with Benji Fishy taken out.
That's the kind of spot where I'd like to see them commit to it. You know that there's a player trap there. If they were running Neon on this map, that would be a situation where Miniboo would stun and run at the defender in mid.
Nobody's a bit brave to take this fight, but the dart spots it out, and now another re-clear call. It's Kang, man! He's barely on any sort of life at all. Hanging on by a thread, yet still navigates the danger. Takes out the half-buy. They knew where Boo was from prior. They've run him down, hunted him down! They want him to get that ace! Stand up. Take a bow, whatever you like. Listen, it might have been against the Ecos, but take the aces where you can get them.
And I think that shows you the difference. Kang was still playing really well with all of that pressure in map 1. I think he's just the kind of person that, forged into a diamond under pressure.
Oh, yeah.
But for everybody else, I mean, you look at the way that Simon is bunny hopping towards him in that spot. You don't do that if you're feeling stiff, if you're feeling nervous. 8-0, EDG have no reason to be. Heretics still haven't come up with the answer here. can move to top mid, trying to rotate these defensive positions. Woot holds the knife at the beginning. Looking to maybe save it for the execute.
Big group up. See, the drone is a good time to use it. Would cancel it out.
Yeah.
It's just that.
Decides to. The drone actually still got tons of value there in terms of info. You know that there aren't players holding in these tight corners nearby.
So many ults for Heretics. If you're going to put a round on the board, wipe out that goose egg. It's got to be now. Mini boot, ADS'd up. Just trying to lean onto those reaction times here, but with every single passing moment, EDG are just disrespecting this. They're all the way in through the back of the site. That's a dart connecting. Flash the follow-up as well. Woot! No long for this world. Showstopper rebounds, but only the one. Nobody has done all the work. Overdrive. Offloaded. Quick pivots. Smoggy's around. Norofef connects. And alongside the Paranoia still.
30 seconds.
Tangled up, tied up. Benji Fishy is alone. He's isolated on a bloody island. And they want the kill.
There's no reason to go into him whatsoever here. EDG, I think, have overthought it, but it didn't make a spot of difference. They had access to either site they wanted to go to in this round.
10 seconds left.
10 seconds, but this time it's not going to be even a shadow similar to Haven. Those rounds where the clock denied and EDG's attack side calling looked dismal. This could not be more different.
It's looking like almost a clean sweep, and Benji, no luxuries granted or given. No rifle for the next. It's 9 in a row for EDG now.
They've completely activated.
Yeah.
Wu couldn't hold on in the back of the site. Mini Boot got destroyed as soon as he popped his ult.
30 seconds left.
I thought we were going to see Simon. He was saving the knife to try to deny it. But this turnaround is truly ridiculous. This is round 10, and Boo has a glass cannon up while the rest of his team is saving.
It speaks volumes.
Could there be a more desperate play?
EDG have been contacting quite a bit, but it's the initial knife that you got to dodge. Let's do that. Nobody from droning further back. No access, and they spot the op out. They know exactly what they've been cooking.
They're not breaking the drone as it comes through B main. They're not denying space that nobody's taking away from them.
There.
It screams desperation. Team Heretics very rarely run out of ideas. One of the big reasons they've been one of our best teams of 2024, but right now, the strat book looks cooked.
Bloody hell, used the momentum of the trap wire, spraying them down here. The teammates had his back. And Kang will fall, not without their reward, and Woot. Hello, Rians right from behind, they're striking. But nobody's gonna try and offset this now. Even Smoggy side by side, could beat by Boo. This is just getting ridiculous. Dart through alongside that Paranoia, reclaiming the space, and the spike alongside it.
It looks like Riens might have an opportunity to do it all. He's on the flank, creeping up behind Smoggy.
Best chance in a long while to get around, especially when it's just down to Smoggy. 1v2. Riens creeping, crawling up onto the angle. Reveals his hand with the deep dart. Clears him out, gives that peace of mind. Up close and personal. Boo. Looking to break the bags. He's just missed the timing, but he spotted the barrel. And there will be no betrayal this time. It's all on the side of Smoggy. They'll stick this to fuse, they'll get that round, and it does start with one at the end of the day, but it's going to need many, many more alongside it.
How dare I doubt the strat book? What a perfect idea from Team Heretics. How is that the round that they end up getting on the board? Riens popped. They played a little quicker though. They were more willing to take risks. This walkout through market, that's the kind of thing that they haven't really been doing.
Insane. Good job. Nice shot, Senez.
They're going to need plenty more where that came from.
Exactly. Hidden reserves are going to need to be tapped into. Heretics doubled up, trying to hold it, stun. Good connection, reveal onto all of them, and now the side swipe! They all topple, they all fall. An attempt by Benji Fishy is all for naught. Just the one before he's dropped back down to that spectator seat, forced to watch this round play out.
They were not ready for the stun coming out from Kang at all. They also weren't ready for the fast player coming towards A-Link. Just expecting everyone through elbow. Heretics are getting pulled to pieces here. This does not look like the dominance we witnessed from them earlier this year on Sunset. No one could touch them on this map.
It's round 11. You only got the one round. It's a 2v4, but surely you got to make a play for it.
I wouldn't have believed you if you said to me after that first half of Haven that the next map was going to be more dominant the other way around. We saw a 9-3 half.
Yeah.
EDG only won round 12 in the pistol follow-up.
It's absurd.
And yet this has even been more one-sided.
Yeah.
There's not even been a single round where Heretics, I feel, have been properly in it. The only one that they won was where they had a glass cannon operator and ran at people hitting sheriff shots.
Both teams matching each other, just trying to go for the gold split. Missed the memo. This game's done quick, apparently, but you can see from these kills here, the high tempo increase is called. They know that Boo's got an op. As soon as they realize the op is not in play over there, they just want to try and run over them. This is EDG with a full read. They took a peek at the book and the scripture. They knew what Heretics were cooking.
Deep recon to try to set up. Boo's made his way over towards B. They are still trying to change up these defensive spots. One trip broken.
Front clears. TP backing away.
Are they reading the pinch through market?
I mean, listen, they're going to have a vice grip onto these defending players, anchoring or not in through the cage, just trying to stay alive, trying to dodge and weave all sorts of bullets. And nastiness that's coming their way. Boo, a flick and adjustment. It's just not there in time. It's overwhelming. This Aura and EDG are giving out. And 11-1 is where we stand at the half.
Resilience shown from EDG. If you opened up this grand finals and you were worried there was going to be a blowout, that EDG were going to crumble at the final moment after already making history and fall, it does not appear that that's going to be the case today. They have struck back hard.
Like I was saying, as we said prior, if you told me that they were able to come back in this fashion, in this form after that map one, which is a 13-6 for Heretics, I would have said you're dreaming.
Yeah, I think it's your classic candidates that are going crazy right now. Kang was just getting them every fight, and Chishu was dominating as well. The openers, the closers.
Flash connects, Chichu, lucky to be alive there. 1 HP, quite literally. Just tucks himself away behind a pillar. Alive for now, so the setup remains up.
It's a nice idea from Team Heretics, trying to get that punish on the Syphus. Often going to be trying to play aggro towards B main. There's a trip there, and they know it, and there's the punish, actually. Pretty good. You got to be able to shut down Kang in these rounds. That's certainly something that Heretics have learned.
Come.
God,
Gotta get that info.
timing.
Timing's miss! Wait a second! Players are there, ready for the trade. Boo to respond.
That might make them think that there's nobody home at B, because why would somebody be pushing out and anchoring the site? And yet there are actually two people ready to defend this.
Smoggy and Chichu. Not
Smoggy's
quite
angle.
shoulder to shoulder. Smoggy's on that high ground angle, perched up. Barely peer over that smoke that's just dropped up. Blossoms, blooms. Chichu is getting brave. 29 seconds left. They gotta know at this point, but with the walking in play, contacts by Heretics! Finally, a few stray shots hitting. Damage done onto the other side of things. Trying to go for the swing. Paranoia sweeps through and through the smoke. They knew that Chichu was low. 13 seconds, time becoming an issue. EDG, Smoggy, definitive chances. Nade rebound. Smoggy trying to play himself back in here. Doubled up side by side. It's Heretics drifting, missing. And the shots matter right now! Smoggy! God damn, man! He's not giving Heretics an inch.
There is no mercy here from EDG. Not a moment's respite. Not an inch. Heretics have done everything to try to set them up for that round win. To get a pistol that could have maybe gone somewhere. At least giving them some hope, even if it was false. And Smoggy shuts the door in their face.
One enemy remaining.
Beautiful shots towards the end. Shuts the door in their face and the map almost there. One more step is all they have to take. A 13-1 in the grand finals.
Surely we've never had a more dominant map than that in a grand finals before.
Yeah.
I can't remember one.
Can't recall. Put it on a show right now.
Another round where Kankan does end up falling early. It's hard to see that it would matter at all, though.
My eyes are down.
All or nothing for Heretics. That investment did bear fruit. Double up, jumping alongside it, trying to bait these players. Right back in as well. Simon is being pushed, warded into this corner, and the util ricocheting, rebounding. A desperate effort to save his life. All for naught here on the side of EDG. An all-in attempt now, spraying them down. Spectre in hand, Chichu only able to get the one.
Smoggy once more in a 1vx scenario. This time an extra player. But he's caught a really quick timing again. It could actually be doable.
Benji's low. Doesn't want to reveal his position with a bit of stray spam. He's just perched up. High ground, up and around here. Bulldog spray, but dropped down to 27 health. Time begins to tick. Boo will swing as soon as there's contact, signs of that live. Snaps to the side and almost made me believe.
I think if that first kill had been a bit cleaner onto Benji Fishy, Smokey could have had that one. You see the way that EDG are playing though. Simon, so first of all, Kankan just tries to take contact. Then Simon holds his ground. And then you see Chishu just break drone and stay exactly where he is too. The way that EDG are currently playing, they believe they're better and they're forcing Team Heretics round by round, moment by moment to prove a showcase of resilience than this.
Yeah. Almost a slam dunk finish here for Sunset, and we're right back into the action. Didn't miss much here, nobody. He's going to be missing his head. Right off the shoulders, clean as anything. Heretics showing no mercy. They know it's got to be relentless if they're going to try and stand any chance in this map.
The EDG economy in a bad spot, so they're looking to take risks. I would have loved to see this a little more, I think, from Heretics when they were on the defense side. Going for that triple push down through mid.
Something smells up.
You got to expect more.
Yeah, they certainly do. Holding for the angles. Wait, they've missed one. Kang Kang. Kang Kang. Doing the damage.
He's immediately reacts, thinking that somebody's going to be there trying to punish him, but now can go back and pick up that Guardian.
See if he can do anything else with it. Still a 2v4. Heretics into the post plant themselves too.
Giving the Guardian over to Shishu. Kankan very confident in his own Sheriff aim by the look of things.
Yeah, maybe the better course as well to try and go down to the spike, but
I think Miniboo's missed the timing there.
no punish on the jump spot though. Miniboo, one more kill. Gets him up to the ult for the next. Still EDG want to try and play into this one here. Crawling forwards, what a shot! Magnetic to the dome. Stun, connects, Miniboo though responds. Leaves it down to Chichu, sharp dance rebounding, weakening him, softening him. Miniboo himself gets the three-piece in the round.
Little scary there, Miniboo, but what a shot he pulled out. Stunned up, made sure that Kankan would not run away with that. But they would need another 9 rounds to make this possible, and even that would only get things to overtime. It's a foregone conclusion that we're heading towards Lotus anyway, no matter what. But the manner in which we get there to Lotus might make all the difference. EDG set up to repel this.
Paranoia. Does the job. EDG cleared the angles. Miniboo though, misplay there with at least the boom bot. Doesn't clear the corner like he was hoping. They're smoking their face too, so second guessing themselves of whether or not they want to make the moves over towards A.
Simon's so diligent. He's always got the read on what's going on. He's just holding the knife here, waiting for that showstopper. And the more he doesn't use it, the more it denies Miniboo from getting into a good position where he can actually find value.
Absolutely. Drone. Spots the one.
Yeah, I mean, that tells you everything. You know that they're not going to be hitting A in the next 10 seconds, and you also know that they've tried to insert somebody. So they could go for the re-hit later.
Certainly, even an open sight, Chichu. So there's going to be much safety for him to cross back up and away here. The dart
They found my wire.
spells it out for him. Trip's going to be cleared. EDG, a rapid though onto the approach, but Boo has got it handled nicely. Clean shot. Once more, you've removed that heavy hitter. Team Heretics falling back, reconfiguring into this round. In through B. Miniboo's going to be taking point and contact. Oh, feeling like it was necessary, and well, still alive and kicking, but potentially not for long. Yes, Smoggy returns it straight away. Straight bullets, all it takes. EDG now to try and chew through this hold. In through B main, a tap onto the spike. Accounting for Boo, he just absolutely overwhelms onto that spot in position, and nobody, not long for it.
A nice round from Heretics. Good plan, Cam on the plant as well. They have so many layers there. Miniboo pushed up, aggro on the post plant, drawing out info, managing to go 1-for-1. Cam and spam, play that Heretics love running on both sides of the map. Fragment grenade too. But at what point do you start to believe that a comeback like this is possible? It takes anything. One big round from Kankan or Chichu.
There's always danger lurking every corner.
One mistake from Heretics.
Exactly.
And it's over. These comebacks, they almost never happen.
Especially because it's an EDG. Weaker weaponry, you can take those risks. You can make your move.
What a risk he's taken here. He's
Pushed
found
up.
the timing.
He's right past him. It's going to be a trip in his face at least, but might be able to hunt down Boo. Still, Boo is in a very defensible position. Slicing the pie from Miniboo. Trying to, okay, maybe stopping short of the mark, but still aware of the fact that there could be that play. And it's made here. The paranoia sweeping its way through. Just can't quite wrangle the beast in control of the Sheriff. Swiping his way in. Kang! Here he is. Playtime's over. They're done messing around. EDG want to go on to the next. There's an ult for Boo. Will be able to pick up the spike, but it's a hard read by Simon. Look at this guy. Ready to just deny. 13-4. The Mastercard thrifty to finish.
Be a big push out of C and B, and that puts all of the pressure on people like Benji or Woot to try to hold on or make at least the right decision of whether to hold, whether to run A.
You're gonna see it. Kitchen Sink is lobbed over towards it, trying to take that fight with a fault line. That's a good connection. Kang. It's blood in the water. You can sense it, smell it, trying to go for the pincer. Contained for now. Heretics have the advantage. They've stunted and slowed down this push. But nobody seeking to redeem himself into that spot for a moment's notice. Taking these timings, disrespect is shown. Miniboo,
He's stuck with the spike.
it's fully squeezed. Out of spot, out of position, still satchels through, and his team's going to make the decision for him. Taking that space onto the site. Now everybody trying to go for the retreat. Damage done, tapping away, pistols in hand. Not enough to claim these kills. But soften them up potentially for that rainy day. Kang is relentless. He won't let them loose, and he will not let them have even a single chance. Heretics somehow finding heads and finding a way through this. Tap through the wall, nobody is left in a difficult spot, a 1v2, but all that damage done, as we said prior. Shots online!
Did they really think they could scare me?
That's just a disgusting pistol from EDG. Nobody with so much value there. Collecting the B. React, which I think was the wrong call from Heretics. You know that they pushed out B and C. You know that A is open. I'm not really sure why they tried to do that small feint into the B site. Maybe over-anticipate that EDG were going to read the A pivot. EDG were ahead of them at every part there, up until the very end where nobody was in a tough position but pulled out the Red Bull clutch.
A lot of these maps can be defined by the pistol rounds. No loss here, but EDG continuing that momentum. Smoggy still holding down, locking down towards C-Mount. Someone's got the fault line just in case. Door opens wide, but the paranoia, they already know that there's a chance of losing B-main control, but no. Once more, Heretics have worked back. Pushed into predictable avenues.
Pings out from Heretics over towards C, which is where Smoggy and Simon are holding. But it doesn't really look like there's going to be enough utility to shove them off the line. Even if Boo decides to commit Haunt or a Prowler to this, I think they're just going to break it. I'd be surprised if EDG gave up map control. Yeah, it's just responded with a fault line, and you keep this stack over towards A. 2 players, crossfire setup.
30
Might just get
seconds
put
left.
into the blender. Okay, Kang tries to play off the flash. On a couple of these eco kills, he's handed over the rifle to them. Not just that, damage, stray shots, straight through the smoke, and Woot with the possibility to get this plant online. Putting the pressure down onto Rians.
Planted.
He still returns with a frag. Traded though. And Heretics have set themselves up into this post plant. Benji's on with the rifle.
Did Smoggy see Miniboo here? I don't think he did.
Fault line ready. Time to strike is nice. Smoggy's trying to run these players down still. It's defended from above. Benji Fishy, man of the hour. Time starting to tick here. On through the spike, and that rifle handed over. A costly mistake. Chi-Chu has to pick up the pieces and forge a path to victory. No more bullets left to do it. And Miniboo knows it. Locks it down, holds it down, and answers right back after the pistol.
Finally, we're seeing both teams really early on try to get stuck in on a map, not allowing it to go early one way or the other. I feel for Kang in that spot though, because he really believed that Paranoia was good. He trusted in his teammate, and he ended up being betrayed by it. Woot, playing anti-flash, managed to swing back in and help deliver that first step to the Masquerade Thrifty. Heretics will be loving that one. Not only does it hurt the EDG economy, but it actually allows them an opportunity to start getting these attacking ults going, which otherwise would have been a big disadvantage. It's one of the biggest reasons that Team Heretics, or at least biggest tools that they have to rely on their attack side, compared to EDG's less standard approach. The ultimates that Heretics have access to, slightly better. And they found the gap here, if indeed they do press into B. EDG are super happy to gamble. When they're on ecos, they'll often run 4 players A. They'll sometimes push on defense, like we saw on the pistol.
They have a lot of ideas on. Pretty par for the course though, just trying to stack a site when you're on the eco. It's nothing really innovative. Okay, Kang. Takes a gander and a peek.
This spike is in serious danger of being lost. Benji's taking a risk even going to retrieve it right now.
He's having to slow down the footsteps. He doesn't know if the space has been taken. And now scurrying away. Slight mistiming there could have spelled defeat and doom for him, but okay. Stand the turret. Site's been taken up, but players are in position. EDG have got them surrounded on almost every front.
But their weapons aren't good enough to spam, so this plant should go down fairly easily. They throw the Paranoia in as well, just to make sure nobody can play Waterfall.
Aftershock is good. Kang being played in here. All that sound and distraction. Shots are here. Head's barely poking over. But it matters not. Give him a pixel, give him anything. Kang will make it work. Guns have been handed. Crossed over. Benji Fishy 1v2. Has a lot to deal with. Prowler running him down, and nobody's right there alongside it. It's back to back.
The Thrifties, they just keep coming. Nobody with Bulldog in hand did so much there. The turret evaded as well. What was going on there? Came back through Mound.
Planted.
Must have been offline, I think.
Yeah.
We didn't get to see it really inside the POVs that we were watching, but
Just out of range.
they crept through. No problem.
Either that or they found a blind spot.
Well, certainly Kang was trying to tuck underneath it as if he was trying to play the blind spot. It was odd. To be honest, I think Benji pointed it, in some sense, kind of the wrong direction, too.
It's a scrappy and explosive beginning here on Lotus. Hopefully seeing signs that it is a bit more back and forth.
Right here.
Rather than the blowouts that we've seen on the first 2 maps. Missing the turret. That's still here. Smoggy going to refresh that one way, but he's got to respect now the Prowler in his face.
EDG have posted Shishu up over towards Rubble. So even with Team Heretics taking this portion of the map, EDG still have very good information around. Benji's got his ult online though. That one's pretty huge. When you're playing it against a team that's running a Raze on the other side, usually the Raze on defense will try to rotate C, deny the lockdown. But with this comp, they don't really have anything to stop the lockdown from coming through.
Yeah, it's not an option.
I'd expect to see Benji try to make use of it in the round, but he's playing really passively over towards B right now.
Kang, wall in his face. That's Chichu taking the timing straight through the smoke. The kill lighting up the feed. That's all the acknowledgement they need.
I think you got to give up an A here. Just group B or C and use the lockdown.
They've got no way to really remove it.
30 seconds left.
That option might be just being forced into their hands. Simon, slight jiggle again, grabs the information. Damage is being done. Stray shots are fired in through B. This feels a little bit hectic on the side of Heretics. Boo! He goes down to the aftershock, none the wiser. The plant tonight. Chichu from behind.
10 seconds.
God, he's not slowing down. 7 seconds. Benji forced to give it up.
And the final player scuttles away. Still with that lockdown in the back of his pocket. EDG string 2 together for the first time on Lotus.
A strange one.
Yeah, and they've also broken the economy of Heretics. I know that we've seen the Thrifties do work, but you can't rely on them forever. What is going on here, though, as well? Boo just missing the sound cues because of the Nightfall.
Not even sound cues, you can see it on your screen.
I know he can see it, but that's the only explanation I can think of.
In the chaos of that, I think when time's running low, decision-making just going to miss. Like you said, you can't rely on the Thrifties, so the Heretics drop down. Benji Fishy have to be the point man. With that Guardian disrespecting, at least pushing back over towards C. Speaking of disrespect, EDG have a lot of bodies behind this.
Yeah, this is one of their kind of substandard, but they still run it. Defensive looks where 4 players stack over towards A really early on. Get somebody posted there. You've got options. It could be Kang and nobody, and you can run forwards with the Prowler, or you can just post Shishu up over towards Rubble. And it's tough, because if Heretics try to gamble that EDG have got 4A at the start of the round and fast hit towards B or C, it might not be this defensive setup.
Lineups are here, mass pings on the mini-map at least. Heretics looking to make the mark. Over towards C. Smoggy will seek to deny.
They're going into a C's and a medal. There is a chance that Heretics get melted.
Could eviscerate them. Gets the connection and the reveal. But it goes on either side here. Fully revealed up. Mini Boo cleaning up onto the corner. Cuts it up from Chichu. Trying to get his team right back into this one here. He does have the angle, but he hears that TP, and he's anticipating it in a different direction. And ult. Lockdown. It's dropped down. This is trying Heretics now to pave their way through. There's nothing to really break that one. I mean, Simon is going to place the aftershock to see if he can delay and deny the plant from going down, but tucked into the corner, Rians will get an extension of time into the round now. EDG up onto the flank with the flash. And through Waterfall. Overdrive into the hands of Kang. Rians just can't hold a candle to that. Movement too good. Chichu defusing, but sprayed down. Beam down. Wood holding it down. Nobody can cross the line in the barrier, and Simon, his desperation just tucked to the side. Josh, you said you can't rely on the Thrifties, but listen, MasterCard are getting their money's worth.
This is ridiculous. Our third that we've seen so far on Lotus. And we finally got the lockdown invested as well, and you can see now, I think, why Benji didn't want to use it so much in those prior rounds. They don't want to use it as a tool to get in onto sites. They want to use it as a tool to ensure they can get plants on sites. And there is a subtle difference there. Normally, when you use it as a tool to initiate, you have to exec as it's about 4 seconds left on the clock. That's not enough time to plant. The defenders are already going to be in, trying to deny. As EDG are trying to deny Rubble currently.
Big reveal, big coverage, Mini Boo. Straight up and over, Benji Fishy looking to contain. Plugging up the holes, but he is alone, isolated. Smoggy. Bite of the apple, tap with a rifle. Resets it. To draw this core, the play's being made all across the board. Chichu! You didn't have to do it to him, not like that. Embarrasses Heretics in through tree.
He is the immovable object of EDG.
And could we have it any other way? And that's an ace if I've ever seen one.
He's been superb at this tournament. He really has. His win rates in these opening fights, immaculate. But guess who's there supporting him on that entry too? Simon from the back. The fault line comes through, stuns onto Woot and frees him up to go for the rest of the kills. Kangkang, he can't even believe it behind him.
Disbelief.
He's
Look
like,
at
mate,
this guy.
where are the rest of my kills? You're going to ruin my stats here, Chishu.
He's slipped. You've seen it on the first map, maybe initially, but he's returned the fire and forced the timeout out of Heretics, forcing them to adjust and adapt. Again towards A Rubble. All's going to be going down here. Heretics are giving up that space. It's conceded by EDG.
And I like that EDG don't fight over it. One of the big advantages that Team Heretics comp has is that it should be able to win Rubble fights. Kangkang's always going to be a bit of a wild card in those Rubble fights because the Neon can get into really unexpected situations, but generally speaking, Heretics should be able to own that part of the map. EDG, though, seem to have anticipated that this is heading B. Nobody's looking to get info, and Prowler's trade.
Spot, yeah. He's hyper committed here. It's a showstopper in the back pocket, a mini boot. It's punishable.
Heretics don't like the look of this. Potentially coming back to Rians. It looks a little indecisive here. Rians is looking for that info that would just inform Boo what the correct decision is. Boo's had his team go towards B, towards C, and now coming back to A without really putting pressure anywhere. They're not pulling defensive rotates.
They're not at all. The jiggle to try and get that info. Rians is calling, wait guys, they've potentially given this all the way up.
They need to rely on ults.
What is that? Wide face, 5 players to receive and face him. Simon steps up, takes the challenge and takes the fight. But now the squeeze, Paranoia is perfect. And an ultra supplement. It's a cherry on top. Nobody denied. Can't step past the blue room.
10 seconds.
Smoggy's just wondering where it all went wrong.
He's a player that's been lone defending C these past couple rounds. Usually this is his map. He's averaging a kill per round when he plays Clove on Lotus. Whew. But this would be something different.
Yeah, he'd have to pump up those numbers heavily. Jumping through, it's mini boot. Shuts him down, bullet to the brain.
I think you're dead on the money there. Where did it all go wrong? Because EDG had the setup. They knew that Team Heretics were looking to end over towards A, or at least they had a read on it. Chishu ults over towards Mound, confirms all of the macro is in favor of EDG. And yet the peaks, Chishu just, after he'd already confirmed it wasn't C, maybe looking for a bit of info that he perhaps didn't need. He was punished for it.
Heretics back into it. Around down for now. For now being the key words. Kang! He's handed, offered an opportunity, and snappy reaction times are on display. Damage and bullets exchange. Woot from behind. Delivers that dagger, at least stolen from him. It's Rians who lights up the feed.
So much damage been done. The players from Heretics are leaving bruised and battered. They haven't forced out the Rolling Thunder either. If they could have put enough pressure on Simon, maybe he would have cracked, but such composure to keep that ult. And if Smoggy gets one, suddenly they're not dead yet online.
Yeah, it will be a nuisance.
And this is the kind of spot where you can try to play cheeky angles like this.
One and done. The ult online has a TP into the back. Woot, hard commits that. Now you're putting a squeeze onto Smoggy. He
Love this.
is in the danger. There's no retreat here. There's no retreat at all. And once more, Heretics show that discipline on display. Kang! Accounted for. It's only one before he's dropped. An open sight here for Heretics.
30 seconds left.
I love that snake bite, trying to deny any space over towards Waterfall. So Rians gets a safe plant off. A decision-making time for Simon. With a pit in a 2v3, you probably do not want to be using Rolling Thunder. But if they can get a spam kill, which EDG are normally so good at, maybe it becomes worthwhile.
Chances. Need a kill, though, to make it happen. To get the ball rolling.
They have Haunt.
Haunt, any sort of reveals, not quite.
Right there.
It's util expended. No luck at a draw from the bullets flying forwards. Heretics have wrapped this one up.
Finally, we've got a map where both teams have turned up to it.
Yeah, a bit of parity.
I definitely agree with Potter when she was talking about the nerves being present on Haven for EDG. I think EDG just came out with a phenomenal read on Sunset that made Heretics just look like they weren't even home. Now we're getting to that even territory.
He's just going like this, and we have to expect those plays, okay?
I think Miniboo's probably talking there about the way that Kang slid into them. They have to be ready for that kind of stuff because he's right. Kang will go for those plays.
There.
He's the kind of player that will sacrifice his own life sometimes to try to make the winning spot for his team.
Have to remain vigilant. Enough util use, yet Smoggy straight back onto the line. And Miniboo is taken out. He's got to watch now the rest of his team to see if they can piece together this round when they're a player down.
Bring them down.
Even more so onto these angles. The contact play is called and around Paranoia. Not even a connection. Smoggy is working this map like it's his playground right now, especially onto the side, but he needs some backup and he needs to bail out. Heretics finding it. Dashing away, cancel the movement. Kang dropped down with a decay damage. Can't stand against it. Smoggy also being pushed back, postured away, and a nano swarm. Benji, they knew he was there. The right util at the right time to punish Smoggy, trying to cleave the way through. 1 kill found, and he's still got a not dead yet, but he might not even need it. On for the ace, damage Thunderboo. Round and round we go onto the side. Taking it away, he's got the speed buff intact. There's no plant online. There's pressure still on the shoulders of Boo.
How long does Boo hold for?
30 seconds left.
Smoggy's reading into this thinking that he's gone for the rotate.
Oh my. It's a possibility. There was enough time for it. Boo could have walked all the way and just ran when he was out of range, but now back over towards C.
Boo can die to spam here as he plants.
Definitely
but I'm not
can.
even sure that Smoggy has enough bullets in
He
his
hasn't gone
gun.
for the reload. He was scared of a player being close, and now creeping, crawling up close. 1v1 still down to the timings. Smoggy can't do it with pistol in hand. It's Boo who stands tall. It was up to him to be that veteran presence to make sure that the round did not go amiss.
What a clutch from Boo. Desperately needed for Heretics, I think. I'm not a fan of how Smoggy played around these situations, though, with his ult. I think you look at that round from Smoggy without an ult online, he played it immaculately. He conserved his life, backed off, played off his team's paranoias. I actually think, though, that when he has the Clovolt online, he can afford to be way more aggressive in those spots and use the ult to play his team in. I'd like to see him try to take that impact earlier on.
I love you.
I hard agree with that. EDG, still some bite left into the round with the weapons that they scramble together here. Rifles in the hands of 4 of them.
There.
Ult's online too, so could be willing to scrap here.
That's
Right on
big
target.
damage.
Yeah, nobody chunked down. Sets up for the TP. Nobody is committed here. This door's not even okay. Breaks it, backs away. Evacuation is called for.
Missed the haunt as well. It was broken, of course, but he was aiming for on top of rubble there, so they would have scanned the back towards where Woot was. They've lost info over towards A. That Odin purchase ended up coming through very clutch for that opening fight.
Those are the extra elements we've come to expect, I think, from a team like Heretics. A little spice to throw into a round, making sure that it is that much more winnable here. Going for the potential B pivot. The door was already opened wide here. Benji, footsteps rumbling towards them. And now there's Simon. Time to strike. Time to see if he can collect to corral these kills. Up and around. Chichu back and around. Obtains the upgrade. The 3 versus 3 is where we stand.
Heretics with time to cancel. EDG thought it was actually a B pivot going on there. You could see it in the way that Shishu threw his paranoia.
Yeah.
And yet they still held tall. Now nobody has to do it all.
Sees the shoulder. Tried to play patiently. And Smoggy drifting into the fight, into the fray. Not watched for, anticipating that re-swing. Ops into the ult now, not dead yet. Spam follows through. He needs the kill, he needs the assist, but Heretics are the ones under that pressure! And G2 collects.
I wasn't expecting the round to end like that. I was looking over towards Smoggy.
There's no way.
He had limited time to be able to get value out of his ultimate, and it looked like he was playing passively, but they ran away from the Clove, trying to deny them value, and straight into the waiting arms of Chishu. That's tragic for Heretics.
To collect. Beautiful transfer as well. We missed that one, but still got to admire it. He's sitting at 15-7.
And again, the team with the weaker economy, though it wasn't a full thrifty, comes out with the goods. 5-5.
In a strange map.
Benji has it online again. His ult.
Once more, Odin spam. TP across, TP up top! And Wooder's going to be traded. Just the one for his efforts. Chuchu's still here. Guess what? Peeking off of the util. There's more where that came from. Boo. See if he can cleave away in a path right through, but they realize that A is futile. Time to make the great retreat.
Yeah, I think they actually saw both pieces of utility coming from Smoggy and Simon. So they've got a pretty good read here that C is empty. And they're going to confirm it with lockdown.
Chichu's all, he can go for the instant reposition as well. They can shore this one up. Know that the site's cleared out. Heretics.
Good plant position too.
Yeah. Trying to think ahead here. Into the round, a bit of spam from Boo.
I like this.
Forces util. Forces EDG to be diligent with the clearing.
They actually,
see it.
yeah, they didn't even use utility though. They saved the util and just barreled forward with 2 or 3 players looking to try to trade out. So now they have that utility to clear the side, but Boo.
Oh, listen, if you're going to try and opt
Smoggy.
in, exactly, brute force. It's the domain where Heretics will seek to punish, yet still Smokes propped up and heads being pried straight off the bodies. Left down to Benji. Planted for him, up onto Mound. Nana swarms up and over, just about catching, but Simon's got the half, and that's a potential wink on drop down. Time is of the essence, ticking away from them. TP up and around.
He might not think he's
claimed. No way, Simon! No way! Dropped dead in his tracks! And it's all Benji!
Last round before the switch.
I thought there was such a chance there that EDG were going to sneak that one away. When Chishu teleports up and Benji catches him, it's so likely that Benji waits for another tap. Heretics take the lead, 6-5 off the back of Benji winning the Red Bull clutch. Another huge clutch going the way of Team Heretics. If they hadn't had those two, EDG might have been running away with this half, but as it is, Chinese squad knocked down to lower economy. And trying to control Rubble. They've kind of missed out on the control of this part of the map the whole game. Their comp doesn't really favor it, but now they're driving Heretics into B.
Fast plays all around the map. Trying to go for that reaction overdrive. It's here. Kang collects. It's all minted. And the bush is stunted in the blink of an eye. 6-6.
Switching sides.
This map truly different to the prior two in ways that are supremely satisfying, both of them. Taking chunks out of each other, going back blow for blow. EDG's attack side is super potent as well. Team Heretics may not have done enough with only 6.
That's the question. We're going to get it answered on the other side of this as well. But for now, he's sending it down to the floor momentarily as well.
Victory, but every time you win, you see the other side of that coin, and there's going to be both sides of it here today in the grand finals. No matter who ends up winning, there is going to be one bitterly disappointed loser up on stage, and that's going to be tough for either team to deal with.
Change of the weaponry here, EDG looking to again increase that tempo, but stopped in their tracks as the Nano Swarms laid down prior.
They've inserted Smoggy pretty deep on B right now. And what I love about watching Smoggy on these rounds is that he has Frenzy and Pick Me Up, which I think is just such a deadly duo.
Yeah, speed buff if he gets that online.
And the overheal too, or the over armor. It's just, it's so tough to deal with.
The menace on the pistols.
He's often in spots where he trades people out. So seeing him isolated here is a little unusual. You see nobody going trying to do his IGL duties, creating pressure on the other side of the map, indicating that this is going to be a C repop. Hard for Heretics to read into that though. What is this?
Kang! He's trying to find it. Needs to be disciplined and just evacuate to get out, but Wood is still there into the back of the side. unaccounted for.
Spike down.
Will make them rue the day that they decided to ignore that position. 2 dropped. There's a 3rd. It's all on Woot, and this guy is undeniable. The form factor, an ace denied, but Smokey's got much more to do on the backside of that. And enough of the road is paid for Mini Boo to close it out.
Shades of Woot at Shanghai there, where he took down all of the Chinese squads and made the grand finals. It's been a quiet tournament from him. It's been very different. Seen him in that supportive role, looking to try to trade and help other people, help the team. Good to see him have his moment here in the pistol though, and what an important pistol that might end up being. Gives Team Heretics the lead, assuming no more of those thrifties, those pesky thrifties that we've seen today.
An abundance of them. Pause called after the initial pistol round. Doesn't,
but not lift a trophy.
That's brutal for Paper X.
Everybody else that's been in a VCT Global Grand Finals has found one, you know, before, after, in a different moment.
And so if Heretics win here today, they'll pass the torch to EDG.
Yep, they'll pass that over and force EDG to be the recipient of that sad stat.
That's brutal. That's a hard one. A lot of damage. Players getting chunked down on EDG's side of things here, and a stun not enough to dissuade and push back Boo. He's going for a few more. Smokes dissipating, Rian's creeping up onto the angles, trying to cut them up where they stand. Paranoia sweeps through, but no connection, and the TB has to be used to back himself away. Still a 4 versus 4. Simon! Oh, he was hoping for that kill. Dropped down there. The spikes in a lapse of Woot. And Heretics have a handle on it.
Nobody left as the final player. The spike could not be further away. He would have to make such a difficult journey.
Yeah.
The hero's quest to try to retrieve the unretrievable.
Woot does it again. It's a 3-piece off the back of that pistol. It's the Wonder Boy in action. Like you said, glimpses of Shanghai, and he's making EDG feel it.
Again though, what kind of bonus round strategy can you really concoct with an Omen ultimate? It's just not as useful. So it is great that we're seeing this from Woot, but you would like to see the ult points been invested into other people for Team Heretics to start some real threats on the defense side. This is cool though, getting a high-low setup from Heretics.
It's an interesting idea.
Looking to try to punish Kang Kang, I would say here.
Flash 2, up and over here, fault line alongside it.
Simon's utility again.
It's overwhelming, suffocating. That's what this EDG squad and composition at least does well.
I mean, I think if Team Heretics really invest to these Rebel fights, they can beat them. EDG shouldn't be able to come out on top of too many altercations over there, even with the breach in their comp.
Round 15 though, it's a critical one. And an impasse could potentially be an absolutely stellar beginning for Team Heretics. Onto the second half, or EDG making sure that they stop the bleeding.
Kang Kang looking to get cleared here. But really, Boo not finding much. This info, if anything, is good for EDG to play off.
Okay, here in the footsteps.
Baits Woot forwards.
Yeah, Kang Kang's given that timing. Handed on a platter, Boo. Drifting back into position. They'll have to evade a lot of this util. Reveal, it tags, they know he's there. Sees, delayed. Not delayed enough, I should say. Aftershock now in through the back as well. Gives him a bit of peace of mind. Kang Kang, he's right there, nobody. Make sure that there's no problems occurring just from the backside of pit. Benji Fishy in position, in place. Flash the peak, but the weapon at hand just not good enough. He was sharp though. We need more than a keen eye in that spot.
Rian's with it all to do.
Yeah.
And no chances. EDG with a super clean anti-bonus there. And showcasing that their macro calling can work really, really nicely. Kang Kang inserted over towards his ult orbit A. And then as Boo opened door and went for the Prowler, I don't know whether they thought it was completely clear on A, or whether Woot wanted just to check the ult orb spot in that small timing window he had. But either way, they just gave it the first kill incredibly easily. Gonna have to do better than that in terms of getting info.
The Odin at work, boo. Never go with things. Deep Haunt. As bullets fired straight back, that's the recognition he was looking for, so happy to spray away.
And Chishu does take this timing into rubble early in a ton of rounds. He will sometimes throw in the fake teleport as well. But I think if they went for Siege nades, like delayed Siege nades over towards rubble, certainly a chance that they could catch him. And I love this deep alarm bot that you're seeing over towards Mount, because if EDG threatens C, but it's a fake, they're probably not going to break that alarm bot. Here, though, they play just on the outside of it, so Benji will have the minimum amount of time possible to call for rotates. Do they break it? No. They're not going to allow him that time until they hit.
Exactly, waiting for the util to come back up. Regenerative, that it is. Default line through, Benji Fishy.
Is there any play to deny Waterfall here? Because otherwise EDG could get spammed.
Yeah, they certainly can. It's a plan tucked into the corner. No spam at work. No player in position to do such that. It's Heretics, 5 alive versus 5, trying to play this retake now.
Planted for Mount, but playing on site.
Yeah. Controversial. EDG, we'll see if it pays off now. Gonna try and hold this one back. Overdrive, it's already unleashed. Smoky tucks himself up onto the high ground. Perched away. Damage has definitely been done, and a weakened Boo can do naught but scurry. But there's no escaping a sideline of Kang. He's got his mind set on something. He will do it.
Beautiful post-plant play from EDG there. Made out all of that on-site. Retake util and still hold strong. I thought maybe it was going to be a two-wave post-plant where they force out that utility and are happy to drop back to Mound. They never even had to get back into that second wave. Heretics are going to need better plant denial than they showcased us just there. Only Benji on site. He really needed help from Rians. There's that Siege nade that I was talking about, but Chishu's in, Chishu's out. So really, even that small anti not finding too much value.
No, just snaps the tether.
Who gets the better end of that? I think you could probably say the attackers.
Yeah.
Because even though Chishu's burnt both of his teleports and taken a bit of damage, you've used the Seize and the nade.
Those are big tools, either to delay or playing, making sure you can deny plant. Horn broken. Doesn't really tell them a whole lot. Could be one player, could be many, but actually they do have the info. Rians, the deep push and control over towards C Mound. They know it's either towards B or A.
Nobody is constantly involved in trying to sell the fake. If you see nobody like this,
Doors open.
look, they re-clear it.
Yeah, Heretics are straight on the money. They know what's up. Kang now trying to lead the charge with the rest of his team. They're a smoke stoke. Drop down in position, Boo! Just lights him up, Kang. Heads potentially rolling, Woot! Beautiful shots, all rattled away. The adjustment by Benji Fishy just not in place.
Rians, though, with a quick timing, unexpected flank.
It's a tap.
Simon's watching for it, trying to bait it out.
Haven't committed. Rians is giving that now as a chance for the 1v1. What is going on? Shot's going to miss. Position is revealed. Classic in hand. Rians just cannot escape. Nobody quick to hunt him down, but that got messy.
Oh, you see the right smile there. Facepalm from Simon.
Oh boy.
That was an outrageous whiff. Almost a full clip of whiffing. From a guy who we have seen, I think, choke a bit under pressure at times here on the big stage in this arena. He's 5 and 12 currently. All the utility still looks perfect from him. But sometimes he just can't quite wrangle the rifle, and you see him here getting pumped up by the rest of the team too. This time it's not a disaster. This time they can smile about it. But their dreams will turn to nightmares if those kind of situations happen in a big round.
For now for EDG, it hasn't hurt them too much. Got back control and lead of the map.
And they actually get ults online earlier as well, Brent. Yeah. They've got this Nightfall, Rolling Thunder, two big tools to try to, honestly, I think play in the post plant almost to make sure that you have spike committed, because the way that Team Heretics are playing right now, it's quite passive.
There's a big committal. Side by side, Miniboo's right there as well. I can break this one. Rolling Thunder connects onto both of them. We're trying to get the hell out of there, but he's revealed up. Horn. My goodness, the counter spam is perfect.
Great coverage.
Reinforcements did arrive in time, and Heretics enough to get that initial player advantage.
And I like the change of it. Heretics really looking like they're fighting over rubble there, forces that Rolling Thunder out. Now they're in a great position where you actually can sit back a little further.
Ult's going to be used. Luke's looking for info. Cleared out, broken. Heretics getting a very good idea that this is going to be ending over towards C.
I don't think they have just yet. They're 4 players stacked on A, expecting the re-hit.
They should have, potentially. Maybe hoping that the Utah's enough to delay, but Alarm Bot, Nano Swarm going to be broken here. And a
Benji's waiting for this plant.
He is. Nobody. Tucked to the corner here, an aftershock just to try and at least buy them that peace of mind. A bit of spam, stray bullets. No kill. Notice sight.
Nobody doesn't plant in the corner. He plants a little off.
Who's going to be offloading the ult of his own? Nightfall scatters and connects. Gets the mark onto 3 of them. No more sound cues for the majority of them. Satchel's through and abound as well, but a bullet attack slowing them into their approach. The onslaught is occurring, and Heretics looking to barrel their way through. They take control and even out that scoreline straight to the top of your screens.
That's the kind of decisive retake you need to see from Heretics. They were in position, ready to do it. 2 players outside C as the plant went down. They were lucky to get away with this early skirmish, though.
One enemy remaining.
It's really good call to aim in, bro. I'm really proud of myself.
But yeah, I agree with what he's saying. I think that fight, the like feigning that you're going to fight really heavy over that spot and drawing out the breach ult, super important. Benji's 1 away from getting his ult online. Smoggy too, actually. And Team Heretics expecting that big fight over rubble. They get Woot posted, and now they're looking to reinforce over towards C. Benji can't play the retake this round, at least not as easily, not without his ult. Alambot retracted actually as well, just saving that one.
Yeah, I mean, Benji, he's already got the acknowledgement. He knows it from the bullet spam.
He definitely knows there's a lot of players mound.
EDG looking to try and send it now. Nano Swarm drop down towards the feet. Here's a lot of Util going to be used in kind. Boo! Only with the one. Firepower straight back at them. EDG decimate the defense.
With 2 being found from Kang Kang as well. Still continuing to carve into these sites.
Woot and Miniboo make anything of this. It's a 2v4. But the ult online for Miniboo, there's chances, but it requires the impetus, a kill to be found at least. But with Woot dropping, chances dwindling, and yeah, return of the fire, a swing from Simon, getting his confidence back.
A lot's been made of the comparison between Kang Kang and Aspas because they played in the upper bracket final. They've played many times before actually too. But when you watch Kang Kang play, what's striking to me is that there's such a massive difference between those 2 duelists. Kang Kang a bit more similar to Miniboo, although with more of a flair for individualism. And it makes me think about what Heretics have recently been saying in a lot of their press conferences. Neil was asked in the...
Just 1 round down, of course. Big ult still left to play for. He's choosing to at least invest now. He does have a stinger in his hands to make it a bit more winnable, but the defensive setup has adjusted. Miniboo and Woot trying to make their mark known here. That's an early opening with Kang Kang falling.
It's very, very tough to hold on to mound against EDG. They've got really great protocols for this.
They're going to try and re-clear.
Yeah, you see the way that they're going to tap door.
Yeah. It's a paranoia already sent flying as well. You have to give this one up, and it is respected. Heretics.
Really well done there.
Just pull this util out, now holding, defaulting, drifting back into the crossfire. Setup, he just missed it. I think barely a shoulder, potentially poking out. Ult online, no kill. Chichu is avoiding. Dancing with death with that one. But dodged most of it and still found an opening. In through main, Smoggy's collecting. It's EDG working magic across the map.
What was going on there? Was Boo late on the call to get the Viper wall up? Was Rien's late on the acknowledgement of the comm? What is going on over towards B? EDG have just been granted an excellent route back in.
It's that uncertainty swirling Heretics players are losing track, but maybe Rians can answer back. It's 2 found. Instant there with a stun. And a swing once more from Simon, but not dead yet. Need to find some value. I believe Smoggy will have to hunt down some kills. TP from Chichu, punished. And it leaves it down to 1. The rookie struggling this series, at least in this map as well, with his confidence, and he's got to do it against Miniboo. Benji, swap of the weapons. Pass the rifle over to the healthier player. And a lockdown committed. Simon, how do you play this? Forced to press forwards, potentially there. He's overstaying his welcome. Swings potentially, footsteps down! Simon! You demon in wait! How the hell has he pulled that off?
A look of pure relief on his face. No elation. Just satisfaction that he managed to make that one work. He was completely stuck. Utterly committed to the play. If Heretics had gone in one at a time there, if their spacing hadn't been quite as tight, they had that round. The rest of his team cannot believe it. He's just given them the map.
EDG up to 11. Ult in the back pocket of Simon. And Miniboo, hard committed. A molly to try and clear his way through, but he's straight up in the air. It's Clay Pigeon shooting, and Kankang not to be denied. He's cracked the sight wide open.
With rifles in hand, the EDG catapult themselves up to 12. There is nothing that Wu is going to be able to do about this. And Benji used his huge retake ult in the prior, and it ended up working against them. A tragic end to Lotus here for Team Heretics by the look of things. They would need some magic to get this one to overtime.
It's going to be 12 for EDG. As you said, you need that magic. Heretics have not come up with the answers.
And Kankan continues to tear through them.
It's dominance. It's a 4-piece in that round.
The way that he's supported by utility, there are a lot of teams that have moved away from the idea of setting up one big star player to go in and dominate. Oh. But I think EDG are showcasing that with the right supportive elements, it really can work. Rien's rocked. Has the ult online. Do you go for that committal at the start, or do you wait to see if EDG pressure C?
Can't let the despair settle in though if you are Heretics. Try and dig deep once more. EDG straight over towards B. Overdrive by Kankang. He's earned that one well. A bit of random spray straight through the smokes. Cleared out most of the avenues. So nobody with the plant down. Kankang holding it down still with that paranoia. The stun! Disrespected. Miniboo takes the fight straight to him. Dropping him down. Smoggy's there! Lying in wait once more. It's all collapsing. Heretics have no more chances in this map. Rians would have to pick up the pieces. He'd have to pull up a miracle. A double up discipline. EDG have a chokehold onto the site. 13-9. Lotus is theirs.
Them domestically. They've lost one of them in the grand finals of Shanghai. Those are learning moments, but they can't let it slip from them again. Not to a team where it's their first ever time in a spot like this.
EDG are on the cusp. They've already made history for China, for themselves, with a minimum finish. They're looking to carve their place in the history books by being champ winners here. Benji instantly answers.
One enemy remaining.
The flood defense comes up with the goods. A plant down for Kankang to play around, but smoked off. His team was picked apart. Methodical was the nature. And Heretics now can stick this one. Peace of mind here.
Yeah, there's no way.
There's no chance for Kankang. Pissed around for Heretics. That's what they need.
Kankang's going to save the armor here, actually. A pretty unusual situation for him to be in. But they already got the plant down, so he doesn't get punished in terms of the money. A lovely play there with the Dizzy. That's actually really similar to the way that you're going to see nobody defending when EDG are on the defense side. Benji swings through, able to shut things down.
One enemy remaining.
I think Heretics should be feeling comfortable here. This is a map that they can turn it around on. But EDG have got some dangerous looks. Chichu's pretty aggressive in the way that he controls towards A short. And they like pressuring over towards Showers and B long. Tend to fight in those kind of areas with a lot of utility coming through from Simon.
I send it flying forwards here, but it's a season and A. The combo works to perfection.
It's just perfect.
Yeah, age-old as it is. Attempt to shore up. Take a Showers as well. Chichu swings in from the side here. In through the smoke is Smoggy. There's danger lurking, but as long as Boo holds his nerve, should be able to find it. And yes, indeed he does. So
Even spotted out the final player there.
yeah, Chichu low enough as well that the chances have dwindled to almost naught, and now finally there. So crossing over the line once more. Another round for Heretics. It's 2 in a row with 4 players alive. You can keep it healthy heading into the bonus.
There's another map as well, actually, where I'm going to be taking a look at Miniboo. He received so much praise, and I think a lot of the community is starting to change their mind about their perception of how good he is, to giving him that credit. But he has yet to really come online in this grand final. His performance in the group stage was a little dim. Playoffs, he's been playing fantastically. A massive improvement, like 30% better in playoffs, generally speaking. But I'm waiting for him to have that level of impact.
Oh, the punish. Stimmied up, speed boosted onto the line. They knew that Reams was going to be making a play for that when the smoke was in their faces.
Nice idea from EDG.
Yeah. Well, moves one of the pieces of util, the tools that Dizzy did would otherwise get them that acknowledgement up through B long. Now there's a horn of their own. EDG might be trying to take some space up and over. Still a smoke in their faces. A season and A that's just about dodge, sidestep.
They can go through the teleport here. If Benji ends up taking down Chishu, expect to see that TP over towards A, and then it really is on Miniboo with Spectre and Nade.
Yeah, has not been given up.
EDG staying flexible in this spot, but without any Showers, you know, control or information, it is a gamble to go through that teleporter. That's why I'm saying I think they'll only do it as a last resort. Benji is looking for this fight, though. He is posted really aggressively inside hookah.
Feeling like he needs to step up to it. Side swing, it's traded. The boo's still there. Knock at the front door here. TP immediately. It's going to be cleaning up Chichu. Dropped him, 20 seconds.
Smoggy has to leave.
Yeah, that's a TP.
And now these 2 players are scattered.
Kang trying to catch that. He does. Rotations. No safety available, not for Boo. Trying to get a run on, trying to see if they can play this timing well, but already plan is down for Smoggy. Retreats to a bit of safety, back into Showers. Kang crossfire. Setup is available all the way up in heaven. Onto the wire, tap already. Bullet to the back. Miniboo down. And Woot left to do it all. Stray bullets running out. Nothing else to work with, but the sidearm, and still finds that one. Still reload. Time enough for it. The time is ticking. Thoroughly against him. Smoggy spraying. Spam not on time. I mean, Woot 38. 7 bullets. Run down. Pistol in hand. Smoggy.
That's a round that very easily could have gone the way of Heretics, though, and converted the bonus. It took everything from EDG there. Even after getting the opening kill,
30 seconds.
they needed Kang to be able to win that duel against Boo. If Kang had not been able to pick that up, I don't think they have a chance. And there's the reaction as Kang got killed by the Ghost. Masticating furiously.
Top of the orb. Kang's trying to punish. Disrespected. Miniboo, he's grabbed it. He's out of there.
And Boo, the danger man from the previous round, who was anchoring B, has now made his way into lamps. And this is a spot that he's going to have to be cautious as the orb drops, but could backstab.
Oh, EDG contacted all the way. Enough to get a kill there. Bullets Flying forwards from Boo. Look at the answer. Testing the defense a little bit. EDG in through A short, spam and spray. An attempt to deny that plant from coming down, but EDG get that extension that they were looking for. Tripled up. Lamps is a hot commodity.
Rien still has full util. Mosh into Lamps here would clear that out.
Rumbot sees it, spots it. Minibu just taking the peek anyway. Mosh over the top, doesn't clear it out. Slightest of angles to play into, and that window of opportunity is seized. Chichu in through the back, sidestep again. Benji meeting him pound for pound, but it's a 2v3. And the hourglass is running dry. It's a tap from Woot. He wants to force them out into the open. No easy access to any of these players. Benji wrapping all the way around. He knows the only option is to run.
Heretics fumble that retake a little, in my opinion. The normal Mosh position would cover all of the interior of Lamps. The Mosh that was thrown there, it ends up going mostly over towards the kind of entrance to Lamps, which doesn't clear out those positions inside thoroughly enough. Heretics now pushed down onto a bad buy. Benji's one holdover weapon, really the only thing they have to work around. Are they going to try a sand crunch? Rien's Dizzy lineup would seem to suggest that.
Right there.
King's wrapping around.
Miniboo, I think, is trying to stay flexible. He can commit short or through sand.
They're going to use the thrash here on EDG's side of things. Clears most of the way. Treat back, get some control over towards B long. Miniboo through the TP. Must have got a tag for him to make a play like that. They want to run them down. Where they stand, Simon.
Crash is ready.
Gonna be scratching his head at that one.
Miniboo was looking to take a timing because he couldn't stay short for that long. But Kankang's taken one of his own. He slipped into this cubby on B site in front of the Viper wall, and now he can play the rest of his team in.
All over the place! Dizzy! Combines their might, augmented with the showstopper. And Heretics, there's danger lurking around every corner with his squad. That's beauty.
And I was asking when we might see Miniboo have a big play, step up, really feel the tempo of the game. And I think this is the round you point to. He's controlling short with the nade and his Sheriff, takes a timing to go through that TP, and then whips it out of hookah. Cranking his crosshair 90.
Deep breaths.
And Team Heretics are now building up to massive ults as well. There is a potential here for Kankan to get his online, and maybe that is incentivizing EDG to go and take some showers control. It looks like Miniboo might want to fight, but normally you'd expect him to be doubled up with somebody if indeed he wanted to really fight aggro. This is
again. No way, he thought the path was clear, Miniboo. There's no way you escape. He does not at that.
And then the Thrash comes through to try to showers crunch, but they're not set up for it, and it was too late to bail him out. It's a disaster for Heretics.
No connection, a wasted ult.
Hiding from that boom bot, Brent, just gave EDG the most enormous advantage in the round. And now Heretics forced to take risks. And with the info that plenty of players were showers, they've pushed out B, pushed out Fountain, the fight happening in Cave.
There's a brawl skirmish to take place. Kang just the one and gets out, dropped down to 1 HP, still lucky to be alive. Benji Fishy, it's your time to shine. Up and past, but the Prowler latching, has to break it, drops down to Snakebite. He's worried about the fast tempo increase. EDG though, gonna temper it around.
EDG have more players alive right now, but they do not have good info. They have no idea where Rienz is. Rienz could still be playing in Fountain, he could be tucked in sand somewhere, hookah. EDG are going to have to be meticulous in terms of how they clear out all of these angles, or just group up together and hope they can trade him.
Yeah, Kangan's going to take point on that. He's on 1 HP, you might as well. Go for some wide swings. See if your team can trade you out right behind you. Fawn for most of the way here. Rienz reveals himself. Look down towards it, orbital strike. That's 13 seconds left to plant. That time pressure is applied. EDG have got to make a go of this one. Rebounds to the molly, but it just about missed. Simon's still alive. Here's the Nightfall now. Sends it flying, and Kangan went out. Oh, there's some value. Benji Fishy. Dropped down. Rienz knew where he was from prior. Players are stepping up to the challenge here, but he's going to try and pluck them out of the picture still. EDG troubled up. locking it down, ensuring that Rians cannot step over that line. It's full control. He's hoping for the random shot, but it will not happen in time.
Heretics did what they could to try to salvage that, but really it was lost right from the start. Heretics didn't realize that EDG were going to make a play for the ult orb themselves. And this from Miniboo, I think, is terribly greedy. He was not close to an ult. It wouldn't have materially changed the round in any way. He just thought, might as well, because my boombot didn't see anything. EDG punished him massively for that bad information. And they even pull out the orbital strike on the defense side too.
Smoke.
Heretics here in signs of life. Howlers dodge, not quite. Benji reveals his hand. It's a judge in play. Simon's going to be hearing that. Making a call to his team. Hooker essentially a no-go. Looks like they might want to make a play for it anyway. There's a seize, rebounds, and it does get the connection, but is there any follow-up? Benji playing in front, and again, there's that danger! Ults were committed. If Benji wasn't fried in the process, the bullets at least did the job before it. Boo, up and over.
This is where Chishu loves to take fights, but Rian's on the other side, and Chishu's taking the timing.
Tested here, Chichu with that timing. Puts a bullet there, straight to the brain of Boo. Smoggy trying to evacuate, knows that they have to try and retreat, but already the timing, whipping it around. Woot, he's caught all the way behind them. If he kills Smoggy, it's a spike drop down. This timing and angle is absolutely everything. Smoggy, he wins out that fight. Chichu, the chokehold onto it, but there's gaps into the play, and the pit just plays them in anyway. Dizzy, not broken in time, gets the reveal. Adjustment by Miniboo is immaculate. Eviscerating the opposition, EDG. They can't stand against that.
What a save there from Rian to Miniboo. Woot is going to have his heart in his mouth. He had the entire round in the palm of his hand. He could have dropped Smoggy and lost the duel, and the rest of his team bail him out of a difficult situation.
Screen down.
Rian's continues to just be superbly consistent, but Miniboo has really activated.
Sometimes it happens.
Then fair enough. Sometimes it does happen. You're in a spot to win the round and you whiff it.
The mood is good.
Like I said earlier about Simon's play a few maps ago, it doesn't matter if the round ends up getting salvaged, you just can't let it happen in a big moment. Simon redeemed himself massively on Lotus with the 1v2 he pulled off. I'm sure Woot will have his spot.
EDG going to be taking a tumble here with the money. Kankan's got rifle in hand. He's the one who has to do the work if there's any chance in the round.
I'm always drawn to where Chishu is playing on the map. He's so aggressive with these lurks, and if you give him 1v1s, he's incredibly good. I'm watching him play over towards Shower here, wondering if he's going to look to play off the rest of his team's distraction, because he takes early backstab timings. If his team are pressuring short, he's going to swing almost immediately, and it looks like Woot looking to clear. Yeah. All right, that should at least give them some idea of where the danger is.
Watch the lie, but Miniboo now is going to be under an immense amount of pressure. Woot's going to be covering. Fire over the shoulder. Still trying to lock down that Shower's control as well, but revealed up. There's some danger here still. Sees, connects. They see the tether into the corner. Chichu. It's a nasty one. Pulls it back from the brink, but not before he is toppled. Ramps control. Once again, putting the premium. Simon, what is that, man? Matters into his own hands. This rookie is lighting them up. You gotta be joking. What is that?
What a round from Simon. Where's he pulled it from? EDG is so good at playing inside smokes in spots like that, but you just don't expect it. First of all, from the Fade player, no matter who it would be.
He's running around like he's playing ranked. The timing as the smoke just doesn't
I think it's pretty fair to say that the pressure seems to be off his shoulders at this point. The difference in what we're seeing from him, from map 1 to recent performances, especially coming out at the back of that 1v2, he's willing to play loosely and make the plays, take the timings. Heretics have the ult, but no weaponry. Time for EDG to take charge. I like that double face.
Yeah, almost with the punish. Almost.
And again, Chishu looking to try to take space off the back of it, as his team pulls those 3 players to B, it softens up A and maybe allows Chishu to find his one. Boombot sails past again. That bad information for Mini Boo.
It's costed him rounds. Boo aiming to hold them back. He hears that jump spot. Snaps to the side. No shots on target though from Chichu, and he has revealed his hand here. Here's very deep flank. Woot. Now Lauren hands Boo seeking to retreat. It's an open angle, unaccounted for.
I like this pause though. You've already killed the Smokes player. If you wait out the Viper wall, they've got nothing to be able to stop you. Woot's really the only danger player here, I think.
Gets the info.
Then again, this pit is actually going to be a little difficult to get through. I'm surprised Benji invests this. 4v5 with only a Sheriff.
Yeah, Woot's got the info. I think that they're all trying to make their way over towards B, and they're already holding this down, missing the shots. Needed to be towards the dome anyway. And TP's putting a squeeze back onto him. Still, Kang. Maybe a bit of miscom.
Mini Boo has ult.
And
This round should be over.
It's theirs for the taking. Showstopper unleashed. Let loose onto the feet. Nobody did not stand a chance. Blown to Smithereens, reveals up and counting. 6 seconds left. There's no plant in sight. You can take your time because a round is in the palm of their hands. Heretics. Swing bang. Release the pendulum. They take control of the map.
Chalk up another 4v5 win for Team Heretics there, but I did not see that one coming. We've seen it all throughout the tournament. They're amazing when they're a man down. But here, they were rifles down as well. No Smokes player on defense. The ults ended up closing it out, but really, I think a lot of that is to do with the space that Woot took over towards A, letting them know that it was B. The pit scared EDG. They did not want to fight into the eco weaponry. I can understand why as well. From EDG's perspective, you're thinking, all right, there's a pit down. They probably have a bunch of stingers. Why would we want to go in there?
That's exactly where it thrives, close quarters.
But, I mean, it wasn't. It was a Sheriff. It was Benji with a Sheriff trying to make himself puff up and look big, look scary.
They postured him away.
Being aggressive, he's still going for those entries. He's still taking that tip of the spear job for Heretics. But now he's hit it. And he's woken up in this grand final, perhaps just in time.
Back and forth we go. Point reveals. 1 to 2, at least 3 towards the tail end. Good information. EDG going to be taking this one with a much more cautious approach. Kang went away from the ult. I think there might have been a play towards an orb, but for now, sets his eyes over towards Zuka, clears most of it with the Boombot. Broken, they think something's up. Prowler. Bit of a handshake occurring. What's the goal for EDG?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out here. I feel like they've been slowed down in quite a lot of these bind attack rounds, and they haven't quite had enough options available to them when the time ticks down. Here, they're going to try and hit into a site where they've still got Mosh on the defense side. Benji's still got wall up. There's so much they have to get through. Seas, Nightfall.
Exactly.
It looks so tough.
Everything you could ask for if you are Heretics, just trying to bunker down, bolster the defense. And with 23 seconds left, time running short. It's an ult offloaded. Kang trying to get into the mix, into the action, and a fight to be taken, but traded out anyway. Beam down with a Phantom in hand. It's just that 1-for-1, and the plan from Simon is going to go off anyway. There's no pushback occurring, not from Heretics, not right now, but maybe enough damage has been done. It's a 4 versus 4. Reset into the round. Benji was just watching for any sort of stragglers. Hard committed positions by EDG. It's up to Smoggy to hold them back from the elbow angle. Pixel angle to work with. Nade. This is cheeky. Dodges, rebounds, snake bite at hand. Heretics carving out chunks and pieces of the map, but are being met here. At least the firepower. Chichu cannot spray them down in time. That's methodical by Heretics.
That's
enough time on the clock as well for them.
That is beautifully done. Beautiful. Snakebite nade to take down anybody that was going to be playing over towards that default position. And then Rienz is so damn consistent. Gets that trade kill onto Smoggy instantly spray transfers onto nobody as he swings through the Viper wall. He's
You're
always
amazing,
there.
Tommy. Let's keep it up there. Good comms, good.
And he's relaxed as well.
Yeah.
He just seems like a great asset for the team in terms of keeping them composed in these moments, not letting the energy run away. They're in control on Bind right now. EDG would need a big thrifty. And I think they're running out of ideas on the attack side. The macro, it's not looking anywhere near as clean as we've been seeing on Lotus, for example, if you want to compare the past map.
Okay.
There goes Chichu.
Strikes him right where it hurts. Chichu's been a player that's opening up most of these sites like we've been talking about with the lurk timings.
He has been playing in those kind of positions, though, fairly regularly, so it's a good read from Miniboo.
And repositions up and over to heaven, walking their way forwards. I mean, EDG not to be deterred.
No, and Benji is aware that they're giving Lamps control right now, but it does mean that he's got to watch multiple positions.
Position sucks. I mean, Benji in this spot, he's got to try and retreat as well. They don't have showers control. Luckily, nobody's there ready to pounce on him when the damage is done. Simon, another play to be made. The rookie wants to step up straight away. Here's that reload! And Boo just barely ready to wrangle control. Straight back at him. Orbital strike. No damage done, but Smokey collecting kills from all across the place. Boo seeking to dominate the angle. Make sure the showers is not being recleared into this 3v3. Satchel's overhead have to be broken. The pressure get into them. Satchel breaks it. Dizzy up and over, in through the smoke though. Nobody spamming. And now swarming. Dominating EDG. What a response.
Said they needed a big thrifty, and there it is. They take round 11. After losing the first player as well, Jishu fell. But I think Benji's spot just ended up being completely exposed there. They couldn't deny Wingman. I think that's such a mistake. If Heretics just make sure that they focus on plant denial on A, they're going to put EDG in really difficult, because it's probably going to give them a third.
It's time for the course correction, excuse me. You're right. EDG primed and ready to take the lead in this map.
I think the goal for EDG in this round, not just to win, but to try to do it cleanly. If you can save Showstopper, you're probably going to get up to almost all of your other big ultimates, and then you're in a great spot for the next rifle round. And this is how games slip away from you. Heretics had their chance to snowball in that bonus. Are EDG going for a re-clear of Octagon right now? Close range against the eco weapons?
No way.
Just the Prowler.
Stinger confirms it. You do not want to be opted into that fight. EDG smoked off. Disrupts this high low that they were going for.
We've seen EDG rely on their individual fragging to bail them out of some contact re-clears that looked really dangerous. Here's another spot that looks pretty dangerous, to be honest.
This against the half-buy, but the information gathered.
You've got 3 spots that you can be swung from, including the teleporter.
Boo's got his util out. Oh my goodness, almost adjusting still. Kang with the one double satchels, committed to try and stay alive. Nobody. Eyes set onto the target. Mosh pit up and over. Now with the nade and the TP's core. Benji! Benji! Can't get the third, but already he's done the damage, and now doubled up. Kills collected. It's a swarm and an overwhelming presence from Heretics in through the side into the back of his Showstopper. This is where it should thrive. Up and over. But a shot returned. Bullet to the brain. Nobody with a hell of a task. Gargantuan in nature, and a wide swing from Rians trades it all in place.
What a round for Heretics! They needed that. They maintained the lead somehow against all odds, with scraps and odds and ends to work with. Not even a smile there for the family. They can't bring themselves to believe.
And I can't blame them.
Well, a small moment that I want to point out in that round as well. What a clutch nature for Riens to stick the plant.
Let's go! Let's go!
For the MasterCard Thrifty, they needed that plant to go down, but Boo pressured early.
Triple swing. EDG might be on that lower weaponry, but there's still that danger lurking every corner. And Heretics are making sure to make sure that they collect these kills.
Fast flank.
No oversight. There's a fast flank. Prowler's going to be dodged for now as well, but Heretics know that they've got open access.
Really nice from Boo, making sure to monitor as the spike was coming in this direction.
Holding onto it. Wait, they've missed the timing. Boo's still holding. Wait, he's down. Hold on, Woot. Forced to pick up the pieces. Can you forge a path to victory, Chi-Chu, with that rifle? But he's just one man now, dropped down to 5 health. Nade online for Miniboo. Mosh still available. It's unwinnable.
Yeah, the snake bite too. Every piece of post-plant utility that Heretics could possibly want in a crossfire setup.
Yeah.
Chi-Chu's gonna try and valiantly give his life for it, I'm sure.
There it is.
Benji shoots him in the back.
2-round lead for Heretics. Not giving up hope yet.
What a difference that Thrifty has made. What a huge difference it's made. Instead of being in a rifle round where EDG were 9-8 up, we now find the next rifle round where Heretics themselves are 10-8 up.
Nice, boys. Let's go. Nice dealing with the aggression, Wood. Well played.
Dared to dream only a few months ago would be realized.
CDG squad, I mean, not only have they broken past their prior limits, at this point, they're dreaming for the whole bloody thing. I mean, this is the culminating moment of the year. Champions 2024, it's the crowning jewel for VCT.
Simon pushed out. So good work maintaining Shower's control at the start of the round. That might be useful, might be important later on if they group up over towards B and need to take the teleport. Simon's going to look to try to re-clear that at the same time as Nobody and Chi-Chu go exploring sand. Both of those areas, though, have no Team Heretics players defaulting. Instead, it's B long, it's short. It looks like it's going to be a fake B exec here that's supposed to go then into a real A execute, relying on that previous control of Showers. The thing is, there's no way that EDG are going to buy that this is really B, in my opinion, because look at the positioning of Nobody and Chi-Chu. They're just full looking at it.
They are. Simon, though, he's playing floating position. He's in spawn, waiting for the sound cues. Kang re-exploring. He is isolated, he is alone, but it's only Woot to deal with. He hears the Dizzy, goes his way through. Nightfall is used very preemptively. You can sidestep that one with ease if you're Heretics, but 30 seconds. Time is running short.
The fast flank.
And here it is. All emphasis placed onto this. Miniboo, it's a showstopper in his hands. One right decision, one correct guess could completely change the tide of this fight. Woot dismisses the Dizzy with ease once more. Nightfall's dropped, cracking down on his orbital strike, trying to spray them down. Players are dropped on every single angle. Miniboo wins the fight out, and time is barely there to spare. Chi-Chu, no long for this world. Up to 11 for Heretics, and now they're in the driving seat.
What a game, what a map for Miniboo to come online. 20 kills across 19 rounds. And not just the kill factor, but the manner in which he's doing it. And the kills that he's getting are so important. He gets the kill there to deny Kang as he's trying to put Spike down. Tries to put the Spike down again, swings, kills Smoggy. If he doesn't kill Smoggy, there's 5 seconds left. The round would probably have been over. What a time for Miniboo to wake up in the grand finals.
Now fast tempo play. Slimmy to evacuate, but we'll be able to escape already. That space is given up. Simon, stray shot, finds a mark. You see this smoke, puts the fear of God into you, I think. If you are, Heretics still going to be going for the plant down. Simon trying to get potentially inside that smoke, but no, the plant is not denied.
Team Heretics, they just control no areas on the map.
Yeah. They're corralled, and they're going to be pushed into this corner with this flank online, and now they have that knowledge, but it's a Thrash committed, one of their own. Sprayed down. Nobody's trying to at least turn some heads over towards him, try and play his team into the fight, into the fray once more. Chi-Chu striking where it hurts, but yet shut down in a moment. Right when it matters most now, Simon, he's got to do it all. Sheriff in hand, upgrade in front of them. Yoinks it, but it's not enough. Up to 12 for Heretics.
This team has dug so deep. It was even at the half. It looked like you couldn't separate them on this map. Heretics have stormed off into the lead. A 4-round advantage now for a team that's been in these spots before. And actually, as the series got deeper and deeper, their play ended up trickling off. They couldn't match the pressure of the moment at Shanghai.
But this is a different Heretics. They've learned from prior experience.
What on earth am I looking at with that
insane.
Viper ult?
I mean, this is spilling out in all sorts of directions.
That's great. If you don't go and clear that, you're worried they're retaking stand control at all times, Kang.
Benji! Oh boy!
You do not expect Benji to be picking up an op in the final round. Kang.
A peak. I couldn't tell if Kang had one of his own or if it was just a rifle in play, but you're not favored there when Benji can just lock it down.
He's so much further away from the corner as well. He's always going to see you first, but
Yeah.
Kang relying on his skill to take him over the line. This pit, though, continues to be a bit of a bother. Heretics, by the look of it, want to kind of commit to the B site and then just leave Hookah.
Plays in front of him, goes for a no-scope, spam down, hello, ults online, Chichu, an attempt to deny the plant. Online, but at least collects the kill before the trade is online, up to 12, and that plant goes off without a hitch. Heretics can feel it.
They know the Benji is market.
He's going to be holding it. Still with that operator. You can't really get active into this moment, but oh, here in the footsteps. Double back. Simon lights him up. Heads will roll, and it's EDG to just, I mean, trying to stay alive into this map at this point. It's all stacked against them. Avenues accounted for. Positions watched, but luck at a draw there. Util out into the hands. Spamming, praying away down to the 1v1. Simon has got to do it all. The tap and a shot landed. It's not over yet for EDG.
Once again, the newest player comes up clutch. The addition of Simon has added so much to their team environment overall. The way in which Kang's supported. But today, and in the group stage of the tournament too, we've seen Simon be immaculate in high-pressure clutch spots.
It's almost unfair to ask it of him. It's a rookie to the team, his first international event ever in the grand finals of champs.
Come on, please.
But his composure and his aim look clean at the moment. Kang does pick up the operator. It was saved. Got no armor to go along with it though.
Potential tool that they could use. Slower play by Heretics, and still they are in the driving seat. Nobody tucks himself close, a bit of stray spam, but nobody finding a mark. He's weaving around them, dancing around them. Eventually found and dropped. Plants it online, but none the wiser. And an alternate hand to Kang. Spotting the retreating players, at least hearing it. A pre-fire towards the corner to no avail. Nade, rebounds, damage, connects, it cancels. Rians, he's out of it. Simon's defusing. What a body block! Simon! He's got it all the way! Absolutely spectacular!
What an outrageous play! What a phenomenal protocol for EDG! The nade up and over the top, cancelling the thrash, and then the body block. Get yourself a job in the Premier League as a keeper. Just rattled off his shins. Also, what on earth is nobody doing inside this smoke? Why did it take him 15 seconds to die?
Just absurd. The clearance is going to be haunting Heretics. Timeout called for them. I said they were in the driving seat, but they are losing grip of the map. And with it, the series, the finals. Heretics hoping to make this round a turning point.
And this could be everything. If Heretics lose, Benji is not going to have enough money. Woot barely with enough. Depending on plant money as well. Heretics need this round to go their way. Otherwise, we could be looking at overtime.
Big odds online on the Heretics side. Lots of tools to work with to get it over the line.
It looks like they're trying to disguise Kang here. So they're playing him with the Viper Orb. You're not going to expect this.
No upper. Heretics might have taken it. Hook, line, sinker. It's 4 players. Creeping closer, waiting for re-exploration. Orb in their face. Kang will have to respect this to some degree. Doesn't know if they've crossed up. Boombot not broken. Orb once more. Renewed. Refreshed. Snake bite to answer, hard committed onto the corner, showstopper right from behind, but Kang skewers them in place, up and over with a Soulcue's cut, EDG making a go of things. 35 seconds, the plant is down. Nade and Molly down at the feet, dropping Boo in place. And Woot can do naught but watch on in horror as another round is lost beneath them.
Third in a row for EDG. They're on the EDG train. Heretics might have just lost control of Bind. What a skewering from Kang.
It's being made, man, all over the place.
We've talked so much about how Kang's actually dropped the operator in this run here. He's picked it back up a little bit. Against Leviathan, he pulled it out 20% of rounds instead of his usual 11, 10. You're seeing him pull it out again here. When the pressure's on, he's got a skill that few others in the world can match.
No one's really possessing it. Ice cold. Heretics relegated down to essentially a bargain bin buy. Don't get me wrong, there's still that danger, but it's all on the line and they're all grouped up. This is very much looking like an all-in play and approach. Faunt is not broken. Nade and spam right through the box. An opening kill onto Smoggy. Pit in place. Nobody seeking to answer back.
This is where Kang should be looking to pick up the rifle. He does. They have Thrasher tried to clear the pit. There's still many chances for EDG to take it to overtime.
Flank control, watch for, and like you said, the Thrasher's going to be clearing and cleaving the way through. Path potentially. Here, lying in wait, Thrasher's there alongside a sees. His players need to be defended. Woot steps up to the challenge, but dropped inside. Kang! Overtime in sight. And EDG are hungry for it, trying to will it forward. Defuse the nade, but the shot's online. They don't have it. Time. It's not online, man. Heartbreak for EDG. The tiniest of differences.
The China Slayers, we saw that at Shanghai, defeating all oncomers from that region. And they've learned so much from the grand finals at Shanghai. You can see it in the way they play, in their tenacity, rather than the manner in which they fell over in that prior grand final.
I mean, there's a certain resilience now about this Heretics team. They know that they are capable of lifting a trophy. It's all about learning from those moments, and they appear to have done just that, bringing us here to Abyss, a defining map in our grand finals.
Look at how EDG takes space on this map. It's all about the smokes. They smoked over towards B and A main, normally where you would see defenders put the smokes, just so that they could take control. And that recon dart also gives them priority onto angles.
Priority almost paying off. Miniboot has to activate the dash. Drop down to 1 HP.
Benji gonna get challenged here.
He's holding the slightest of off angles here with a knife. Activates the cage. He's going to be hiding in this one. Here's that timing and strikes right where it hurts. Kang removed. Chewing up these players as well, but he's just got to try and survive with the flash in his face through the backside control. He can lay claim and lay waste, but Chichu is doing exactly that on the other side of things. A, cracked wide open. Rotations are forced, and damage still yet to be done. Nobody. He's creeping, crawling forwards, finally reveals his hands. He's using the dart to try and get ahead of the timing, but he's dropped instead.
That's way too aggressive for nobody. It's just giving away the advantage, but Smoggy's there.
Miniboo! The return of the fire, the return of the shot to 2v2. Anyone's game here for the pistol round.
Nobody's distraction, though, has given these players so much space to go and play with. Chichu's post-line position is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And somehow Miniboo and Benji are reading into it. They're slowly clearing this.
Slowly clearing, but damage needs to be done. Benji Fishy doesn't account for Simon. Once more, this rookie's in a team. Closes out a round, a necessary one.
It's a bit messy for EDG, but you can see the game plan working fairly well. Oh, what a time into a court.
Boy.
Inside.
30 seconds left.
Astral plane there. Boo completely caught off guard. That's the same kind of timing that Boo himself likes to take on the lurks. Surprised he got caught by that one. Look at that, smokes being thrown. Astra smoke on B main, Omen smoke on A main. Makes it very, very difficult for Team Heretics to contest these lines early on. And then when they hit the sites, they can still use the Astra stars as util, like stuns in certain areas. You can stun nade, stun shock. You'll still have enough smokes. The weakness of the composition, of course, is that they don't really have that flank watch, and it's something that they had to adapt to over the course of the last time they played Abyss.
Eyes down.
Well, Benji makes a good go of things.
Blocking sight.
Chichu saved by the concrete.
Take flight.
Nobody going for that re-clear out through mid. See if they can take some space. Who himself looking to potentially take that timing, but no. Instead the stack over towards A, which the gamble will be incorrect.
EDG looking like they're going to get a fairly easy opening here on Abyss the first couple rounds. Dodging those thrifties that were nightmarish on Lotus and
30
Bind,
seconds
actually.
left.
Yeah, he's going
Both
back and
teams
forth all the
running
time,
into
right? Weapons dropped off. Chichu doesn't want to risk going down here. Hands it off over towards Simon, goes for the plan as well. It's going to be close. Big ult there. Cosmic Divide. One away now. Chichu can go hunting.
The Cosmic Divide is massively impactful on this site as well. Actually, on both sides. Throwing it down to be able to get cheap.
Last player standing.
They realize it. Sonody was one away.
Yeah.
Make the percentage play.
They want to make sure that they deny that ult. I think it is the right play in that moment, actually. Yeah, you don't deny any situations, deny any like shields or anything like that, but the likelihood of you actually being able to do a lot of damage when you've already given EDG full site control, pretty unfortunate.
Last player
Kind
standing.
of callous, though, to send Dizzy in there as well. No need for that, in my opinion.
Dizzy doesn't do to deserve that. No retrieving that here. Bottom of the pit.
Yeah, the real game begins now, though.
Yeah, mini boot, rifle in hand. Alongside Woot. It's a double up, I believe. Hilo set up, and they're going to try and catch this corner with a recall star. Shot that two alongside that flash. This is a little bit precarious as well. These players are going to be trying to meet their match. Hold him for the side there. Kang seeking to dash into play, but already dealt with. Dart into one of the players. Woot is tucked. It's at the tipping point here, but he's able to escape in kind.
Yeah, well escaped, actually. He was under a huge amount of util pressure there. I like the idea from Heretics. They doubled up on the ult orb, thinking that Chichu was going to play around for it.
Right there.
Uncertainty though, but orb's going to be picked up. Knife is broken. Miniboot is low enough still. Trying to at least remove one of the heads of these players. EDG do not like what they've seen. Still, they don't have control of the map anywhere else. They're grouped up here for very much an all-in over towards B.
I think Miniboot's got to be hitting those. If people are walking into his crosshair, you have to be good for it. This is the final map of the grand finals of champs. You cannot let free kills escape.
Boo. Great timing on the swing. A little bit labor with the follow-up. Unable to achieve second kill that he was hoping for. Stars rejuvenated. Mini-Boo. Talk about heating up. And he will turn up.
Back with a vengeance.
I have the spike.
An impossible task for Smoggy here. We're seeing quite a bit of EDG trying to sneak through along this back
10
pillar
seconds
route.
left.
The more damage he does, the better it is. But he's not going to be able to get even the plant down.
Well,
I mean, he'll go for it for the money, of course,
Yeah,
but
but
not
the
to
money-
extend the round.
into the tail end. Not the worst scenario.
Yeah, it means though that he has to keep the Guardian. Oh, no, he
There
gets the
it
upgrade
is.
at the end as well. Not bad. Yeah, this is what I was pointing out, though. Kang looking to try to jump into B along that cliffside is a little unusual. Great shots from Miniboo. He needs to be playing well. He was fantastic on Bind. Really stepped up for them.
On my way.
One of the biggest reasons why Team Heretics were able to deny EDG the trophy, at least for one more map. Team Heretics, though, had a huge defensive anti-strat to try to deny Chishu the ult orb. Well, now he has it. Now he has the Cosmic Divide. What is Team Heretics' game plan around it? We're seeing
Massive
teams
ult.
try to put smokes down so that they can walk through the Cosmic Divide. That's normally what teams try to run.
EDG trying to ensure that map control is still potentially theirs, or through, just in case there's somebody getting cheeky. Shock Dart gets rid of the cam, so It's exactly the intent. Remove the question marks, or at least create them on the side of Heretics. Make them re-explore.
And this area of the mid is so important if the attackers are able to take it. It cuts off those defensive rotates.
Tag onto the one. Smoggy's ahead of most of this. Primed and ready. Good pounce, being double held, and while the Dizzy gets that acknowledgement, connecting. Shots here for Smoggy. Realizes his back is open. The paranoia has to be let loose. Unleashed. Dad up and over top. Spam potential might be there. Woot. He'll just lock that one down. Crouched up. Finds the angle, but an open B side as a result of it. It's all about whether EDG can find that spacing, and already in through the back of the site. Unexpected Woot. It's not get punished though. Flash up and over towards the top. It's gone 1-for-1 with the kills, and Simon, goodness me, Benji, able to respond. Flatlines him, brings it to that 1v2 to clutch. They'd love to win. Nobody offers up the kill anyway. 7 bullets remaining. Chichu knows to play his life.
And as he backs up, this is going to be a tough situation for Benji.
Definitely is. On top of it, tap to force out the first round of this. Position to be played. Cam catches it! And Chichu catches a bullet straight to the dome. Benji pulls off the almost impossible.
2 years ago, this guy was here as an influencer. He was invited to come and attend champs to kind of introduce his Fortnite following to the game that he'd started to play. Did he rely?
So good. You're very good. You're a very good player. I'm proud to play with you.
Did he rely on his following and his clout to get him into a big team? Did he surround himself with stars in Valorant? No. He grinded tier 2. He got himself onto a rookie squad. He wanted to prove himself, same as anybody else. My God, he has been.
Yeah, hard work has followed this Heretics squad all throughout this year. Polishing their play, honing it. It's a deadly edge to this Heretics squad. You can feel it now with all the experience that they have got themselves in. Shocks close to cleared away once more, but it's Trip. Lay it down at the feet. Cosmic Divide will ensure that they don't get spammed down. That's precarious. Kang drifting off to the edge there, but the plant should go down without any problem. Simon lays it down onto the floor. 5v5 still, and the flank is being watched ever so slightly. Still, there's that uncertainty. You can see heads on a swivel. Minibu's scared of the punish.
Yeah, the star not being laid down here on the spike, actually.
No
Whoa,
they
did not expect Kang.
Kang's laying claim towards the back of the side. Nowhere clearing. Minibu has to strike. Spraying down. Survival is necessary.
Chichu.
Enough for the fire from behind. Rian's now sticking. Pull is late. Half already. And up onto the flank. Chichu has bought him an opportunity. And no one can stand against that.
The two Smokes players pinching from either side, shutting things down, showing you the power of this composition that EDG has brought out on Abyss. Chichu was so far away, properly baiting his team, but in a way to play for that post-plant clutch factor.
One enemy remaining.
I think EDG needed that one after what Benji had done to them previously. It's also knocked the economy, though, of Heretics. Even though Benji won the prior round, he was the only player that stayed alive. EDG's economy looking good. Null command available too.
Plenty of action up through mid. Minibu might be unaccounted. Bladestorm in his hands, flash in his face.
They've definitely seen him in this spot, though. The question is just how you deal with it. I'm not sure that you really can. You can obviously stun this position. If it was only Minibu on his own, you could easily deal with it. But you're worried about other people swinging off his contact.
Smoggy. Ult to get himself out. To play this one, a full 5-player hit. Dart up and over. Peace of mind towards the back of the site. The plan. Nothing to deny it here from Heretics, but up onto the flank, Minibu has to be the playmaker. Smoke's fading. Kang hard committed. No one to play off of him. Looking to take these angles. It is risky. Play like this, forcing them out into the open, updraft dash and away, but somehow missed the mark in the timing. EDG, they contain the flank, but the flood is now through. Heretics, out through the back now, Smokes and Stars, placed down, trying to divide and conquer in through the map, but Chichu again. It's a 3-piece into the round and Simon to end. 4 rounds now for EDG.
It's looking even better than the last time we saw them on Abyss, in my opinion. EDG had already demonstrated that with this new composition of theirs, they've got a lot of nice execute ideas. They've got good post-plant ideas too. But what they're adding in here is the macro concept of that little pressure towards mid that we've seen on other rounds, the post-plant flank, the awareness. And it's scary if a team like EDG is getting better on a map as the tournament goes on.
Oh yeah.
When it's the deciding a little based on Team Heretics' upsurge at the start of the year and their Shanghai performances, EDG have come out of the blue. You know them from previous years, but this one would be a surprise.
I think even for the most die-hard of fans, nobody was expecting this. EDG not missing a beat. It's just that here.
It's so tough to deny this space from them. They're just ready to execute in any round because you can't take away A main.
Yeah, no pushback, damage done. Stray bullets, Rians really needs to be careful here.
Playing in Benji.
Flashes out and through, Benji in through the back once more. Shock darts, laying down the damage, laying down the bullets, but it's just a bit delayed. Rians can't quite deny that one. And now the Thrash, trying to play them back in, is still sprayed down, off to the side, collecting these kills. Dissecting the map, Heretics are trying to flood their way back in once more, but Stars are laid down, darts revealing all. Post-plan util for days on EDG's side. It comes down to the shots being hit. Wu with the defuse. Once more to pull in sight. No half obtained. And drop down to the wire. Hunter's Fury will close with no issues at all. Wu is left to scramble. And EDG holds strong.
Heretics have not come up with the answer here. They can't figure out what to do against EDG. It's so difficult to anchor onto the site. Everybody's coming in immediately after Kung Kung. Kung Kung's being supported by recon darts, flashes, stuns from the Astra as well. And if you can't anchor, well, can you try to retake against this? It's very difficult. The post-plant power is super good from EDG's composition.
Flood defending, good luck. Map is ginormous. The economy is booming for EDG. It's a 3-round lead. Looking to keep it going, looking to maintain it all the way through.
I think this is a nice adjustment from Boo, this smoke that he's put down over towards B. Because it tries to keep EDG back a little bit. They've been aiming to take that space themselves. But if they're worried about somebody pushing forwards and playing inside the smoke, it will stall them out a little. But I don't think that's going to be the key difference to Heretics winning the map. It's just a small piece of the puzzle.
Got to come up with answers outside of a round like this where the money is not.
And I think they need a fundamental change because otherwise EDG looks super comfortable.
Just going to give them B main, A main control the whole time, as you were already talking about.
And mid as well, though.
Yeah, you're letting them just explore every single option.
Yeah. Here they smoke off mid. Now, whether or not they're going there or whether that's just to pull people towards the center of the map for the defenders remains to be seen. But you see that Heretics, they are just sat back pretty passively. And okay, this one's an eco, but it's reminiscent of how they've played the majority of their defense half so far. I need to see them getting aggressive on defense here, I think.
Nice pushback, Dash is active. In through, there's the slightest of timings, but Rian, the shot just missing. Defense in ordered here. Simon just pushing back the invaders onto the site. It is theirs. Rian's ult just popped off. It's a winnable scenario, and the kill is collected. Spike needs to go down. 4 seconds, nobody. Will he be able to stick it? Denied! From the brink, Heretics found their answer.
There's no way again! Reminiscent of Haven, that EDG are losing these rounds to the clock. Heretics throwing that utility in perfectly, but even seeing that as a win condition, as an opportunity,
that takes
to me is ludicrously good. I didn't think there was much they could do there to stop that from going down. But with such little time, Rian's found that denial. And the mosh was within, what, 0.3 of a second?
So close.
What a MasterCard thrifty.
Heretics are right back at it. It's an off in the hands of Mini Boot. Not the adjustment that we were perhaps looking for, but they have changed the defensive setup, but mid is open as a result of it. Just the one trip to watch. It's still a weak point.
The trip is desperately important here. Do they see it? Yes, and before they run into it too.
Broken. Mid compromised, ping's already out. EDG looking to maybe set their sights over towards A.
Here.
You have to pull people back from the site to monitor these connectors now.
Here.
And you probably have to go for a re-clear, but that's difficult with Miniboo opping.
How do you clear through the fog of war? Smokes at their back, Benji Fishy. Here's the dash. Knows his time is now. That's a mosh pit that he just kicks right into their face, and they weren't perhaps expecting that. Still, Spike dropped down to the feet. The side opened up overboards, at least B main. 3 versus 3 though. This is rapid by Heretics. Looking to shore this one up. Potential for the flood, but an off retake, as you mentioned, is never ideal. Whips it around him, but he dropped. 2v2.
Here.
Not willing to give up that operator just yet, Kang. Down onto the bridge, almost takes the timing straight past the Dizzy. He's causing all sorts of problems, mischief right now, and he just needs to buy time for Simon. Striking right where it hurts, dropping these players in their tracks. EDG still here to play and still here to win a trophy.
They're not creeping closer, they're galloping towards it at the moment. They've knocked Heretics down onto another eco round. This one, that mid pressure once more, the macro, it's looking lovely. Nobody's calling is excellent here on the attack side. Even with Miniboo hitting the quick scope, EDG still get themselves into a spot where they're able to convert. Perhaps if they, in that round, if Boo had been able to win his fight as a site anchor, maybe it could have been doable, but he's 1-8 right now. The IGL struggling to get a grasp on the game and a grasp on his gun.
Just not seeing it. Tag up 2. Trip's gonna be broken. Boo under all that pressure, the heat is turned up. Boo can only do so much. It's 1 kill before the fire is returned.
And this time the adjustment from Heretics was that double push. I said I wanted to see them get aggressive on defense. The problem is the map is so big.
Yeah.
It just takes so long for Miniboo and Woot to pull off this flank.
By the time they get into this fight, time, as you said, already ticks off. Could be missing the mark on some of this one here. Smuggy's got a lot to watch for here, but same could be said for Heretics. Dizzy though, wants it out still, he's expecting it! And lay claims to their life. 7-3. At this point, EDG are not being stopped by anything at all.
Heretics need a game plan adjustment. They've got to figure out a solution here if they want any hope. If bind is to mean anything, they need to figure an answer, because EDG's composition, which is pretty unique, we do not see other teams running this kind of comp. It's just been unstoppable on their attack side. It's the difference between a 9-3 or possibly a 7-5 recovery for Heretics. The ults favor them.
Exactly so. You have the ults to work with, but there's trials and tribulations all across the map.
I was watching EDG the last time they played Abyss. Smoggy actually ulted onto B rafters as part of their exec. So don't put it beyond EDG to do something absolutely nuts here with it all on the line.
Bit of presence from EDG. I think they're worried about the re-clear. Woot has the thrash. Leaving Simon spike in hand.
They've seen this trip before up in mid. I'm surprised they're not sending a shock to try to clear it.
That's easy enough over the top. Don't have to open up your body to it.
Setting up for the A split, which we've not seen very much of. Nobody in mid, nobody to try to punish.
It's a fake, I think. Potentially trying to pull these players for Simon to capitalize, but no, the call is cancelled anyway. They want to take this one in the direction of A. Bodies are still lining up. Reinforcements arriving here in the footsteps. It's a rumble and a scattered fight indeed. Skirmish to be taken. EDG are striking right where it hurts. Nobody's detained. But honestly, again, the scaling that's required. Touch to the side and the weapons right out. Ready to strike. Boo is dropped in place. And Miniboo left with it all to do. It's just not possible. Woot the Wonder Boy. He'll make a good go, but that is just It's impossible to get past at this point. The team is firing on all cylinders. EDG can feel it. They are empowered.
Taking all of that mid control, setting themselves up. No resistance from Heretics. When two players went to go and re-explore, I don't think they were expected to see 4 of EDG there. They thought that was setting up for an A split. They thought they caught the timing and were starting to rotate. They don't have enough information around the map. They're not playing aggressively enough on the defense side, and they're allowing EDG to run over them.
It's scraps with the bye. Final round of the first half of our final map of Champs 2024.
And this drone is going to spot an open site. No defenders, no anchors. Nobody to even break the drone and threaten like there could be anybody there.
Key's been left in the door. Spike exchanges of the hands. You hear these footsteps and have a tap as well, seeing what the reaction is, and maybe counter spam. Push back posture. Boo can't stand against it. Cosmic Divide, though, is ready. Lying in wait.
The protocols are so good from EDG to get the plant down. They're not getting caught by this.
Benji, though, up onto the cross. That was up through mid. Kang was trying to be that delayed pressure, presence, potential. It's all going to be removed now, and you can try and flood these players right back in. G2, spammable angle, finally removed. Front of the site is theirs, and here is the ult. Cosmic Divide has to be used, Simon. What is that? Hunter's Fury, off and around. Where's the next layer to all of this here? Wingman onto the defuse, Miniboo sticking already. Hold the line, cross fires, in order, in action. Heretics are granted that final lease on life, a 4th round potentially theirs. It is theirs indeed. First half of Abyss. Is it enough?
They had to fight tooth and nail just to be able to get that final round. It is desperately difficult for them out there. EDG fully in control, within touching distance. Every single way, EDG, on this tournament run.
Pushing past their own limits. They weren't content with just sitting at that 3rd place, 2nd place. This is a team that know that trophy is in striking distance. The first trophy lift for China. In their sights, Kang taking that contact, taking point. Backs himself down now. Nerves need to be settled here. Risky venture from Kang as well, taking that peek.
I got the spike.
EDG looking for information in A and B main, throwing that recon dart out. Nobody, not looking to save it in case there's some kind of exec on his site. Heretics also looking to explore mid. Both teams realizing that this part of the map super important. Simon's going to be asked a lot of.
Yeah, with a jiggle. There's the info, though, and he's going to be backing away. Pings it out, concedes the space, puts the warning sign onto the minimap.
I like this, though. Team Heretics, they're pushing back those players, and they're also denying that mid connector. Now, if Simon wants to rotate, he's got to go all the way through spawn, and same could be said for Kang and Smoggy. That puts...
Hold on.
Nobody in Chishu on an island, but nobody... What are you doing? Giving away your position here.
Yeah,
But
I mean, firing the dart.
he gets away with it.
Knew that the play was being made here, and they've lost control of mid into the process. Oh my God! Nobody!
Spike down A.
Oh, goodness me!
He's come up with the pistol round that might have sealed the deal for China, for EDG, for the team that he just took over IGLing for. In the captain's seat, pushing out onto assistant coach. And he's just made one hell of a play here in round 13.
This year, it's been a year of firsts for VCT. We saw Pacific lift the trophy in the hometown territory of EDG themselves. But they are well on course to make history for themselves, carving out a place amongst the elites.
Chishu could get overwhelmed here.
Definitely could. Plenty of bodies here. Tap goes the Guardian. Well, bullet spread. Falling prey to it still. Nobody seeking to redeem. Chance of that. Reinforcements arriving, but his head peeking out. Shot darts. Delay. Hopefully allow him that retreat, which he does. So, 3v4, plant is down. Heretics have that extra money to work with, but they'd love the round even more. Flash dodged. Now the drone. Broken, cleared, Kang's through, has that Marshall in play. Benji has to make one of himself. The peaks of perfection from EDG. And we are reaching the apex.
EDG get up to double digits. 3 rounds away. They were 3 rounds away on Bind from being able to win this tournament. But at that point, they were not in the driver's seat. It would have taken 3 cleanly to get to overtime and then to win. Here, Heretics are 6 away from even tying the game up.
The energy in the Inspire Arena is reaching a crescendo. The crowd can feel it. It's up to Heretics to put a stop to it. Full investment with the buy. Heretics have the rifles to play around with.
Taking A main control, looking for information over towards B. On this map, Booz lurks, often super important, but he's a player that hasn't particularly been able to get online in this final map. On the defense side, brutalized, currently 3 and 13. As many assists as he has kills. Horrible way to end. But Heretics are gonna hope that they can revive on attack. This a fake. Boo calls Rien's over. Looking to apply some pressure, keep these players rooted to the spot. Maybe weaken A just a little. Smoggy already thought it was a fake, actually. He started rotating away when it was only the drone.
Yeah, I think he was dodging out the sideline as well when he was tagged by the drone. He didn't want to get spammed from that spot, but you're right. It could have been a bait and switch to fake out.
And I mean, look at the way that Simon's pathing too. They're reading into this.
Oh, yeah.
It's so similar to what Nobody himself does to fake.
30 seconds
The Util is primed and ready. Into the hands of these players on either side here. It's a pull to meet that one with the Dizzy. Pound for pound, bodies are going to drop and fall, but it's Hardy. It's perfect once more. Nobody and Simon, they combine their might. They drop these Heretics players dead. Time against them once more. Boo needs to get this kill and will do just that. Defending, punched up, Rien's rounded about, kill gang!
Unbelievable! Kang goes and does it. Not only clutching the round, getting EDG up to 11. Those kills also break the kill record in a BO5 at a global event.
He knows he's the protagonist. He knows that this is his story to write. We are 2 rounds away from a brand new region. 2 years late to Valorant, in case you missed the memo. And to them lifting a trophy.
Heretics are going to go for the Cosby Divide play, looking for the plant, looking to try to play the post.
It's fast and loose, but it's what they require in a moment like this. Up and over, Chichu weaving in and out, needs to stay alive in this time, but already being swarmed, Dizzy up and around in his face, and kills are collected at least. With Chichu dropped, there's a chance. Plan already down for Heretics. That's what the ults are good for here. But up through heaven as well, plenty more bodies left to meet them. Spamming away, Mini Boo! Sheriff in hand. He's done enough surely for them. No rifle picked up, but the damage done with those 2 players dropped. He's got to be feeling good about it. Players retreat, EDG realizing, let's give this one up. Let's play for it at a future round.
Every round is going to feel like a mountain to climb for Heretics. They need so many of them. This one, hugely important, but they're not going to have an ultimate like that to work with every day of the week. It's another MasterCard Thrifty. We've seen so many of them. So many of them in this Grand Finals. But you can't rely on them. You cannot have that be the only kind of situation in which you're winning. Cast caution to the wind. Go for it when you have rifles online as well.
Round by round, but okay, focus.
Focus is called for by Miniboo.
God, this is a wild setup. Going for the flash.
Hold up.
For Kankan to peek immediately by the look of things. Now, are they doing enough contact instead? Waiting.
Timing.
Yeah, waiting to see if there's a Dizzy, a recon.
That gives them precisely the right timing. So Paranoia probably to accompany this, and yes it is. Keeps its way through the dart though. responds, and Heretics push back.
Here.
Defensive play of EDG.
Yeah, Kankan there as well, rattling out either information or commands.
With Heretics winning their Thrifty, pendulum does swing in terms of that momentum. The economy as well on the side now of Heretics. Have money to work with, but the issue is the buffer in terms of rounds is not exactly there. It's a high-low from EDG. And a big test here for Chichu and nobody. Rotating around though, they've given up the positions that they were once holding. Smoke activated, nobody's inside it. Trying to get ahead of the curve and ahead of most of these players as well, but barrels out, instant trade, Woot is good for it. Star up and over, Chichu trying to stun, trying to stay alive, but against that, it's an onslaught, and it's overwhelming. Simon back in the fray, in the fight, but dropped at a moment's notice like that. This is Heretics again with an open answer to this B site.
That Mosh lineup is really good for being able to deal with the way that Chishu wants to anchor the site. He only had a Sheriff in hand. We've seen nobody go for plays like that where he tucks inside a smoke, and to be honest, even on the pistol round most recently, it did actually pay off for him. He got out, got 3. But this time, 1 for 1, and that trading from Heretics that they rely on comes through. They actually need those weapons. Kills like that, really important. Look at Smoggy's credits. Got nothing to work with. He, at the very least, needed to save a gun. And Kang backs off.
Bit of wandering, bit of wading into the side towards the tail end. They do collect that kill, keep it as a consolation prize. The benefit for Heretics here is they're generating these ults. Perpetual motion machine, you can definitely keep it rolling.
You can to some degree, yeah. They've got Hunter's Fury online for the next one. Nobody also has that to respond with. And the other big thing to keep in the back of your head here is that Chishu actually has a Cosmic Divide for retake.
This could be the day I die for you.
Who needs an opening ceremony? Get these guys out here next time.
And if that's, if that doesn't speak volumes of the state of mind of these Heretics players, that's the difference for them. Heretics now, once more with a tempo. They might have been looking to strike that. Dart lands up towards heaven.
This is all a fake. You see the spike going in the opposite direction here.
Yeah, sails over. And
it's a really convincing fake, though.
Of course, it's got 3 players behind it. Kang activates the dash to no avail. He's not going to be getting any action anytime soon.
One of the problems with this round. Hello, the spike's coming back over to this side of the map.
What is the call?
What is going on here? Boo's changing his mind, perhaps. One of the weird things is that Heretics like to play offside post plants. They love them. You can't really do that this round. You're just going to end up locked away. That Cosmic Divide up in your face is going to be very difficult to play around. So on-site aggressive post plants have to be called here for Heretics. And it worries me that Boo is so far away.
The reveal. What a mistake. Stack of players now coming. Dart. It's going to be Cloudburst. Cannot defend. Kang away from that angle. Still Heaven untouched. And Chichu around the back as well. Good with the aim, but still damage not enough done. Hunter's Fury, if nobody is let loose, it's ripped out into place, and the kill is collected but used in kind by Rians. It's not an ult that they're going to have here. And EDG, they can pounce on this. They can claim that 12.
They can back off site. Chishu fell in the midst of all of this. No Cosmic Divide available.
But still potentially overzealous. Past their own trips into the backside controller. Paranoia sweeps his way through and cuts out those angles. Dart up and over. Swing from Benji. Boo provides the finishing cover. And the firing line is there. Simon can only do so much. The position like this, it is to no avail once more. 7 rounds for Heretics. If you're going to make this happen, if you're going to try and deny history being made, it has to be on that basis, 1 round at a time.
A jump scare there for nobody, I think, as he expected everybody on Heretics, I'm sure, to be playing offside post plants. Benji and Boo spring out of smoke. Boo living up to his name. EDG are taking attack time out here to talk about things.
I was trying to drop you the bomb for so long, and I kept dropping my gun.
Well, I mean, I guess that'll happen when the nerves are coming out.
10,000 scriks. They got brothers in arm, quite literally brothers in arm. Minibu and Boo aiming for that trophy, trying to take a stab at it. And Kang himself has been carrying the namesake of his brother this entire time. All for that trophy lift that both of these teams are going to be hoping, praying for. A play made, dash forwards, Kang. It's lighter weaponry to work with. Benji Fishy has to hold back the line. Overwhelmed and swarmed. Too many bodies. The Blade Storm is unleashed. Kang trying to make the most of this. Right there behind them, they've lost control of the flank. Heretics have to keep a watchful eye onto this one, but options available if they want to flip the map.
Concealment.
Low enough. One bullet will do him in. Kang aims to do the most, and an open sightline head is found. Out for the side once more, Boo. Swings, perfect timing, but leaps into the fray and wasn't expecting that. Smokey, fully aware. Rians, potentially accounted for, maybe heard the footsteps, maybe not, I'm not too sure. Still gets the job done. Time is ticking, Woot to do it all. Thrash in hand. You can see to deny, you can see to delay. Up and over the TP, Woot! Has he got it done?
That's so close!
The circle shrinking.
I don't think he's got it!
It's milliseconds! Smokey! Oh my!
$120 milliseconds away from taking EDG to tournament point. A sloppy post plant gets the job done and denies that round.
I'm speechless. Woot's no stranger to coming down to the wire.
Do you think he was confident about the internal clock there?
I don't know. It's a nail biter.
Reminiscent of that final round of Bind. 4 rounds in a row now for Heretics, and the Red Bull clutch. They can't even believe it.
Nice! Let's go!
Control is shifting for EDG. It's very much on, it's very much real. You cannot let moments like this define you. To let your chances slip away. Mini boot. It's a rapid play from Heretics. He's going to be leading the charge once more. Blade Storm, dash to the side. Evacuation, caught on either side. Up and over though. The high ground perch, and potentially the danger zone. Dizzy up and over the top. Connections abound. Heretics are dropping them all in their place. It's Rians. Watchful eye onto all the angles. He dominates them onto the side. Simon to respond, but it's only the one. Ult is available in the back pocket. But do you choose to use it? Do you choose to commit? Heads available, ready to be popped. But it's all Rians and Woot, side by side. He slapped them down.
The Turkish brothers in arms. Playing next to the Lithuanian brothers in blood. Heretics. They've just come out with another blinder, and they've taken the final kill, denying a crucial gun away from EDG. Chishu has no money to play with. They could try to scrap together a buy, but it would be an ugly looking thing. 5 in a row.
5 in a row. And I was so ready to tell you the story of heartbreak for Heretics. A squad that has got so close in the past with rookies on this team. Honed and polished over the course of the year. And it was looking like they were going to be denied that chance at a trophy. But fate wrangled, twisted out of the hands of these EDG players. The pressure shifted onto them, and Kang forced to step up to the moment. Dash to avoid, and shots are fired. Kang, he's monstrous when he gets going, and he does it almost single-handedly.
The angel of death has descended on Heretics. What did we just watch with Guardian in hand?
There's no way. Snaps it up.
On Lotus, they ended it on a thrifty. Here, Kang once more breaks another record with that pop-off. He's now got the most kills in any BO5 in competitive Valorant in VCT. Globals, regionals, anything. This guy's farming.
He's the main character. He's got the aura to back it up. It's the impetus now. And the tension just breaks with that 4-piece.
You were all ready to tell the story of heartbreak for Heretics. I hope you didn't throw away the pages of the book.
Oh no, it's still there. Come so close to the finish line once more. Closer than ever before to the finish line. Touching distance of the trophy. EDG steal it right back. Kang in hand, the signature weapon of this man right here. Been highlighting him, been gassing him. He's going to be under that pressure, but still delivers. One shot found. And a chisel slowly etching away the potential for EDG to make history for China. A trophy lift in sight. Rians with the plan. Cosmic Divide providing that safety. But it fades away. And a reset called for. Player disadvantage still here. Plenty of targets. Open and shut. Simon with the ult. Paranoia sweeps. This is it. Attempt to deny. Quick scope in place. EDG. It's up to Boo to push them back and away. TP's up and over. No kill to be found. It's one man. What can he do against the might of EDG? Absolutely squat.